From downtown, this is Tim Kitzrow from NBA Jam, and you're listening to NintenDomain Podcast. Boom shakalaka!
This week on NintenDomain, we're going to talk about all the other news that came out of E0, plus Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. People really like to watch that shit.
I think I'm ready for Xenoblade Chronicles Jeremy Tries Again Deluxe Edition.
Yeah.
I wonder what my dog is thinking about. Ruff, 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 ruff. You're the perfect shape.
You are the perfect shape. We are the perfect shape. I want to change PJ. I want to dry my face. I want to use the restroom by myself. The little things, yeah, the little things are hard for me. Oh, I don't know why I am a T. It's not so bad all the time. It's not so bad. My cute dog helps me out so we can go and la 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 la. Why I be T-shape, not you or ever.
I know that song. I know that reference.
It's a roof. The roof is on fire.
Welcome to NintenDomain Podcast, episode 525. Your place to hear Nintendo fans try to pick through whatever's left of the news to see if there's anything worth talking about on there. Minus we're not wearing stupid red suits, like Jeff Keighley. I watched enough of it to see a stupid red suit. But yeah, we are your hosts. I'm Trey, almost 100K Johnson.
I'm Jeremy, Game Defeater Mikowski.
I'm John T-Pose Knitter.
I'm a game defeater too. I beated two games this week.
There's only one game defeater.
I done defeated them. Defeated two of them. Yeah, we skipped what we were playing last week, so we should definitely do that this week. Not skip it. Talk about it is what I meant. So let's start off the show as we normally do and talk about games we got and games we've been playing. It's been like 2 weeks because last week my power was out and I recorded by candlelight pretty much. Well, by flashlight, but it was
pretty incredible.
It was interesting.
It was a little rough at times, but
it was an interesting situation.
Yeah, for you, it had to be the roughest.
Well, I've been through some things. One time I worked. What was it? I was doing I was recording interviews at like some. I forget. It was some fucking jam band show. They're like a pretty big Humphreys McGee. Those guys. I was at
really?
At an Humphreys McGee show. And I was recording, and we were recording like interviews with people, and the power went out completely, and they did like a acoustic show, and I like recorded it on the stage. So I've been, when the power goes out, the audio still works. So there's ways to still record.
I don't really like jam bands that much, but they're one of the more tolerable ones that can play like anything.
Yeah, I don't really
just play like a whole Pink Floyd album.
Yeah, I mean, they were whatever. I don't know. I didn't really feel one way or another about it, but it did feel kind of weird that I guess they ended up selling the stuff that I recorded afterwards, but that's part of the business, right? You don't really have any rights to any of that stuff. And it's not like I was really mixing it. I was kind of just, getting like the room, the noise of the
room tone.
Yeah, the noise of the room. But I mean, it sounded good. I thought it came out good. Like I have it on my computer somewhere, but I guess they ended up selling that as a live album or whatever. It's like, well,
and for the resume, you recorded a live album.
Yeah,
there you go. Throw it on your resume. Is there like an IMDb for musicians?
I've been through situations where the power goes out, and I know that my audio equipment will keep going at least for a good like 14 hours or so. So it's basically how we did this was I found a way to power it off of my own computer.
Apocalypse will be recorded someday. With battery packs.
With whatever's left of our lithium batteries that we used to do things. Yeah, I actually used my recorder to charge the computer to edit this podcast also, so it was able to do a lot of things. I'm glad I got that USB charger.
Some sort of Ouroboros situation.
Yeah. Anyway, talk about what we got and what we've been playing. John, you kind of you led in with the 2 T stuff, so do you want to talk about that?
Sure.
And by the way, I did want to say I do know something about 2 T because we did at the end of the year, and it's on this feed too. John Wedgeworth and we did like a top 10 songs of the year or whatever, and that song that you sung there is on there because John was a big fan of this game 2 T, and I'd heard about it from him before because he said it was pretty much like an allegory for autism and all that.
Yeah.
So that's basically what I know about it, but I've been very interested in it. So
yeah, I can pick it up from there. So actually, I remembered that he said that. So I tried to look in a little bit deeper to see like what was the motivation. And so far, I can't see anything that says specifically it was inspired by experience with autism, but it does it at the very least. It's more like
disability,
or just being different in general. So,
yeah, I don't know. I don't think he was saying that it was specifically made for that. I was just saying that he found that he could relate to it because it felt like it was like what you would deal with as an autistic person and all that.
Yeah, I absolutely see that. Like part of the reason why I think this game is brilliant is that it's just telling the story of a boy who's turned 13, starts on his 13th birthday. I think you can make it any gender. I don't know. I made it a boy, but yeah, there's a character creator at the beginning, and so it's a kid on their 13th birthday, right? And the different thing about them is that they are stuck in a T pose. It's silly. It's from the guy who created Katamari Damacy. And it's definitely got his vibes and his silliness and his weirdness. But the different thing about this is that it's actually a story. So none of his games before have had like a real story to it. And that I listened to an interview with him, and he said as much that my games previously weren't really story based, but this was something different for me that I wanted to try. And so it's the story of this 13-year-old kid who is bullied for being stuck in a T pose. Now you could put in there why I think this is brilliant. It's so silly that you could apply like any condition or feeling or just general being a middle school age kid.
Yeah, any sort of othering or whatever that people
take your own experience,
make you
plug it right in there.
Feel
it's
different.
Very relatable. Yeah.
I kind of like a T pose as a disability because it's like that's something that might exist in a virtual world. Like it makes sense, like for a 3D model.
Yeah, sure. It actually is. It does a little bit lean into like it as a disability. You even have a dog that helps you out, like which it doesn't say as much. It doesn't say this is your helper dog or whatever. It's just your dog, and the dog helps you like put your clothes on and brush your teeth and all this kind of stuff. And dog goes to school with you. The dog is essentially like your Navi compared to Zelda, right? The dog will sort of lead you along.
Your service fairy.
A service fairy.
Exactly. Will it walk up to people and help you target them to talk to them?
It won't do that.
Like Navi.
No.
Like if somebody's like up high, your dog will go up there so you can direct your voice at them.
Well, one other thing about this game is that it's an open world game. Kind of took me a minute to sort of pin down what type of game it is, but that's exactly what it is. And so the dog's function, in addition to helping you out with putting your clothes on, whatever, the dog will kind of lead you to the next point in the story. Like you can wander wherever you want to, but once you get sort of close to the path, and there's a map that kind of helps you point out like interesting things, whatever, in the next point in the story, the dog will say, "Come on, it's this way." Or if you're going the wrong way, the dog says, "Oh, no, I don't think it's this way." You can go the wrong way if you want to, but the dog will gently guide you to the next point in the story. And then the way that the story is laid out is actually, it feels like a kid's TV show. Now, I know from watching with my niece, like Daniel Tiger will like, there's the story that's going on, and then at a certain point, Daniel Tiger will like talk to the child that's watching the show. And that's kind of the way this is too. It's like the story is happening, but at any moment, the characters could like take a beat and address you directly, which it just has like this like really warm, inviting kind of sensibility about it. I think it's an excellent game. It's no surprise because it's from I should say the person's name rather than just calling him the Katamari guy the whole time.
Yeah, you had it in the. I'll say, do you have it in your notes? I know it's in the Slack.
I see it.
Yeah, his name is Keita Takahashi. Excuse me. Yeah, so it has all the like the wackiness of like Katamari, like how everything is kind of like a Where's Waldo. Look all over. There's something happening in every corner of the screen. It has all that. Like you'll walk around the street and like I put a video up on the Slack. I just thought it was so funny. I was walking to school And then in the background, I just see this girl just standing in the bush doing nothing. And it's like, that's very peculiar. All right. So I walk up there and I start talking to her, and I said, you have 2 spheres on your head. She had like a Princess Leia haircut or something, 2 balls on her head. And all right, this is like so offbeat, and I love it. Yeah, it's not just quite A to B. You can go wherever you want. There's a full map to uncover, and it kind of relies on like context sensitive inputs because it is sort of a goofy physics game. You being stuck in a T pose. That's where all the sort of challenges and some of the comedy comes in. It's like you have to do things in an awkward kind of way, like brushing your teeth. You'll do the minutia of like using the left stick and the right stick to tilt your arms this way, that way, and then you can squeeze the triggers to like you've like got the water in your mouth. You have to squeeze the trigger to squirt the water out and all that kind of stuff. There's just like little moments like that just remind you it's a goofy physics game combined with open world challenges and just like a delightful sense of humor all throughout. Yeah, I'm loving it so far. I've probably got, I'd say probably 3 hours or so in. I'm like on episode 4. It's all divided up into episodes. There's including a opening theme song, which I just partially sung for you. And there's a closing theme song as well. Yeah, that I like the pacing of it so far, just like that. Like you can do a little bit at a time. Each episode is sort of about, if you try to play it straight through 45 minutes or so, like TV show length. The only thing the only criticism I have of it is that on the Switch 2, it's a little bit choppy.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, even from the videos that you put on Slack, I saw that it was having a rough time, like keeping 30 even like FPS on there. So, and I've seen that in other reviews too, which is a shame because I mean, I'm pretty sure it could handle it. Like I just saw people thinking that it just wasn't fully optimized, for whatever reason. And hopefully there'll be, I'm sure there'll be a patch or something in the future.
Well, I think it's like rendering the entire world. It's like like a Majora's Mask thing where there's people going about their day all around. Because every once in a while, one of the little glitches is that you can, even if you're inside, you can sometimes see like a speech bubble just popping up at random. That's somebody outside that's saying something, but it's just like clipped through the walls or whatever. It's nothing annoying or anything like that, but just clued me in to be like, oh, it's actually running everything outside that I'm not seeing right now. So it is a bit of like a clockwork type machine kind of game. Everything's going on all at once. So I just hope that they give it a second pass and patch it up. But if that sounds like a deterrent, don't let it be. It's really not. It's not terrible. The vibes just like make up for it. It's such a feel good game. I love it. For me, it's like a 9. I think it's a great game.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's on sale. It's on sale through like the 26th right now.
Yeah,
so
$15.
Yeah, I thought about getting it. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy it. There's just so much charm to it.
It's short too. Like from what I could tell, it's like you can get through it in like 7 hours or so. Like
probably so. It seems like it.
I'm into short games. So, but no, I definitely want to check it out after what John Wedgeworth said also, and what I saw in the Slack and all that.
And of course, the soundtrack. I got to mention that too, real quick. The soundtrack's fantastic, just as you would expect. It's just one of the songs. There's lots of charming Katamari-like songs to it. Another similar type of game that I got earlier last week was Milano's Odd Job Collection. It's similar in like the sort of upbeatness of it. That's really the only thing it has in common. But you play as a kid, and this is a PlayStation game from like 1999, I think, that was never released here.
Oh, yeah, I hadn't heard of it before.
Yeah, it came out on the Switch like maybe 4 or 5 months ago. But the premise is that you're left on your own.
Yeah,
for the summer.
December of last year. Came out right at the end.
Yeah, you're left on your own for the summer, and you decide to get a job, right? Well, it's kind of funny because like there's no the parenting's in this game kind of, I don't know, leaves something to be desired. So the mom gets sick. She has to go to the hospital, right? I guess it's not her fault, that the kid gets left alone. But she leaves the kid she says, "You're going to stay with your uncle." And then immediately, this is like all within a 2-minute opening cutscene. Immediately, the uncle says, "All right, I'm going away for the summer." He goes away. Like,
See you later.
why did we even have the uncle in this story? I don't know. Why couldn't it just be the mom went to the hospital? This like shitty uncle just abandoned the kid for the summer.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, "Well, guess I'm getting a job." She's like 13 or something. So the gameplay is it's really light on the gameplay. Like, it's from 99, and it's in that way. It kind of shows by today's standards, it's like a super light game. It was $15 normal. I got it on sale for 10. I'd say I probably feel better paying like 8 for it, but I'm not too mad about it. Mm-hmm. So you do mini games, like, and they're super brief. They're like 60 seconds or something, maybe 2 minutes. But you have to like wash the dishes, or another one is you go to the farm and you have to milk the cows, but they're like flying cows, so you have to like jump to grab the udders.
Oh, weird. So is it kind of like a farm sim thing, but
no, not at all. No. It's just like a goofy mini game kind of game. The special thing about it, though, I think, is that just especially for the time, the animation is fantastic. The 2D, the sprite animation is really, really good. This is like 32-bit, PlayStation era. In a moment, and I say like for the time because at that moment 3D was the thing, but this game is kind of like, we're gonna like get our best 2D pixel artists on this. Like every little move that she does, there's lots of bespoke animations. Just things you'll see like once or twice. So I should explain too that it's, besides going for the jobs, like when you've earned your money and all that, the other half of the game is that you decorate your house and take care of your house. So the little bespoke animations, like her doing the laundry or heading outside, to take a walk or something like that. It's just like there's lots of little details, like, oh, they really let this play out and like have interesting little moments there. It's partially a bit like a Sims kind of thing, very light Sims. Like if you can pick items from a catalog and decorate your house, and I feel like I'm fine with paying $10 for it. If it was 15, I might have been like, I don't know. I feel okay about it though. I can recommend it if it's on sale still, which I think it is.
I looked at it. It isn't on sale, but I still think I'm interested in it for just it being an old PS1 game. Yeah,
and for me, like, being on the other side of the fence at the time with the 64, I was always looking over going like, oh, I want some anime games. We didn't really have many anime games on the 64.
Yeah, not really.
With full motion cutscenes and all that, whatever. So it was a curiosity for me, and I liked it. I like it so far.
Oh, I mean, if you want to get a physical copy of it, it only costs about $200. So I think you're all right with that $15 price tag.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd look online. It's plenty expensive. It's plenty expensive. 15's a good price.
I can see why. Yeah, it's a good game and it has a lot of charm to it. Going back like almost 2 weeks now, I got something. I was on Amazon just like doing some other shopping, and I checked my wish list and noticed that they had the Resident Evil Generation Pack there back for sale.
I'll say, did it ever really go away like physically? Like I thought it was still there, right?
It went away for a time because I went on there and looked for it and it was gone.
Oh, okay. I never looked for it physical, so I don't know. But I know that like the digital one, like on the night they got rid of it. But
I wonder if they maybe, because this was not just any Amazon shop. This was the Capcom store on Amazon.
So they had extra key cards laying around that the people didn't.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if they just held on to some just for like Summer Game Fest or something. Wanted to bring it back. I don't know.
Maybe, I guess. I mean, they are having all the stuff is on sale now. So I mean, but Capcom stuff is on sale.
You have it sealed, but you haven't played it.
Yeah, I've not played it yet because I was like, well, I wanted to go back and play it. I said it before on the show.
Yeah, I saw that you were playing Resident Evil 5, and I just hope that you don't get so beaten down by how awful Resident Evil 5 and 6 are that by the time you get to the good ones, you won't want to play anymore.
Oh no,
Because I think both. Well, I never played 6, but I think 5 is awful, and I bought it on sale and tried to play through it again, and I hate that game so much.
Oh.
I think it's
I
think it's torturous to play it.
I'm enjoying it. It definitely doesn't control like a modern action game.
It's not. Yeah. I don't know. I bought it recently, like a couple months ago when you were off writing the stuff. And I tried playing it. It feels like an arcade because it runs so fast, since it runs like 60 FPS and all that. But it just felt like so empty, and it just was too fast, and there was no like, I don't know, there was no like atmosphere to it, or it didn't have any of the things from the Resident Evil games that I like. It's like everything's overly bright and pretty racist.
Yeah, it's not scary.
And it's just like action. It's like kill a bunch of guys in one area, go to the next thing, and I'm like, wow, this is boring. Right. So yeah, but hopefully you can get through it so you can play the good Resident Evils.
Yeah, no, I'm for what it is, and for me, it feels like an extension of Resident Evil 4 that I never played, and I liked Resident Evil 4. But I mean,
like, 4's
if a new game came out like this, I would be like, oh, what's the deal with these controls? Because the controls pretty much dictate how fast the action can happen, and the action is kind of slow. Like you can stand there for a good couple of seconds with the zombies and just like hang out. Like they won't really attack you. I think that they did that because those the controls are a little fumbly. Like I don't know.
Well, I mean, they were still stuck to the same controls going all the way back to Resident Evil 1. It's still the same controls. Mm-hmm. They just stuck the camera behind the main character, but it's still it's still tank controls. That was the big problem, is that it took them a long time to get away from that and make it like proper. Like that was one of my huge problems with 5 too. Like I liked 4, but they needed to move on from that control scheme after 4 is what they needed to do. And 5, they're like, let's make it more actiony, but still keep the control awful. Let's make it like
run and gun.
Yeah, it's like no running and turning and or no running and aiming, which you can do in 6 from what I've heard. Not that it'll save it at all, but you can do that eventually. But it's like, because I tried to play through 5 so many times. Like it was free on PlayStation Plus, and it was like, a lot of it was the controls, and a lot of it was the setting and the story and a lot of things. But it's.
I'm gonna get through it. I also got. So I have that. I already have 6. I bought 0 because that game happened to be on sale, and I thought, well, I never actually played through 0, so maybe I should do that too.
Well, so you got to go back to starting with that one then, right? If you're going in the timeline, since it's before
I
1.
do, but I'm already partway through 5, so I think I'll just finish that first.
I just hope you don't run out of steam when you get to the Revelation games that I got you, because those games are actually good. So you should enjoy those.
Yeah, I got to get those too, but I don't know. I might save those for later because they're not mainline, so I don't necessarily have to play them before I play.
Yeah, but they're better than the next 2 games that you're going to play. Who gives a shit if they're mainline? They're like way better. They're much better games than 5 and 6. Like I'd say those games are twice as good as both those games.
Maybe I could crack this open on the show at least. We could see if there's anything special about this.
There you go.
Package here.
Yeah, it's probably just
gun unboxing.
Yeah, it's funny because it made it look like it's it's 3 cases, but it's like they're all key cards, which makes it even more annoying. I figured it would be, at least they should make it like 1 key card, right? Or are there 3 different ones in there? Because it looks like it's the size of 3, because it's like a big 3. Looks like you would fit 3 Switch 2 games in there.
Let's see. All right, it's open. There we go. Just slide it up, and there's the 3 games right there.
Yeah. Do they all have? Yeah. Are they all separate key cards?
All sealed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to open all of them.
Which is kind of annoying. Yeah. So there we have Resident Evil 7, 8, and 9, which are good. I like all of those games. It's just you'll have to go through a lot of torture to get there.
Yeah. If anyone's interested and you're looking on the eShop and you going, oh man, I should have bought that for $90. You can get it at Amazon. Still there. I checked yesterday. Amazon, Capcom. This is direct from the Capcom store. That's the other thing I was going to say. From the Capcom store. So, yep.
I think I think you should play the games in chronological. I think because I think Revelations was after 5, but I think Revelations 2 is after 6.
Oh, okay.
But because it's later than I thought. But both those games are really good. Like, you know, they actually and Revelations was a 3DS game, which looked amazing at the time for a handheld. And it's a boat. It's a haunted boat. It's like, you know,
All right.
it's great. It's
I'll
like
play them all in order.
it's
Play
like
them all
it's like
before
Resident Evil. It's like Resident Evil. What if it was a mansion on a boat? It's great. I love it. And
I'll
two
just
you
look at
get
these
to
games until Christmas when I finally get to play them.
two you get to play as Barry. I know we all want to know what Barry's about. He's a main character in Revelations 2.
Sure.
But no, I mean they're not really that long. That's another thing that I like about Resident Evil. You can crank out these games in like 10, 15 hours probably, you know? So if you really, I'm saying if you put your mind to it, you can do it. you could beat them. You could definitely beat them.
You might finish Requiem before me.
Yeah. Even you could. Just saying, it's you know, they're not long games, you know, but I think they're always meant to like go through over and over again and beat them quicker or whatever, you know. But that's part of what I like about them.
All those bonuses, yeah.
But it's nice that you're getting back into Resident Evil here.
Yeah, I'm
Finally.
enjoying it. After a long stretch.
Yeah. Eventually you'll get to the really good ones.
One last gaming thing was that Hitman assassinated my 8-bit dough.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no.
Or you did while you. I've seen the way you play. You can get a little rough with those controllers.
That's true. Yeah.
You are the assassin.
You beat the crap out of them. When we were playing AEW Fight Forever when you were here, you were like punching the front of it to try to just to try to like get out of a pin or something.
I remember Otis used to
You were really
rag on me because when I would type on the keyboard, if you're like I'm trying to sleep, and I'm like I just have a heavy hand on the keyboard. I'm always like tapping the keys pretty hard.
Oh yeah, didn't you have a neighbor that complained about that too? at the
Yeah,
Wrigleyville house?
that's right.
Or you told me that they said you were loud or something like that. They were
Because you
complaining.
type too loud.
Yeah, it was like 2 a.m. or whatever. I wasn't being loud. I think I was sitting at the computer writing for like 3 hours,
Yeah.
and the guy came up. Maybe you heard me typing. I don't know.
I think it might be time you moved on from like a mechanical typewriter to an actual keyboard.
Yeah, right. I would like to see. Yeah, John does it old school, like Stephen King. You like smoke a cigarette, and you're like
Yep.
doing big lines of coke and writing
Just
like
say.
5,000 page epics
And then you forget about it. Later.
about kids having sex in the sewer. Yeah.
Well, so Hitman killed my controller because the right stick is the stealth button. Basically, that's what you push to crouch. And I went to do that the other day, and it's dead. I even did a test on the Switch.
like
You can see,
like to click in the analog stick.
yeah, you
that's
click in the
awesome.
analog stick to crouch down.
Oh dear.
And he can't crouch anymore. So I've been going back to the old the Pro controller, which is okay, but I still want to get an 8-bit dough. One frustrating thing though is I want a black one. I just want it to match, and they don't make a black 8-bit dough Pro 3.
Oh,
Very stupid.
you could get the 2. That's what I have.
You
Works-
could get the
works
2.
great.
That's like,
It's got
Just color it in with permanent marker.
it's got the back buttons and all that. Like I really like the 2 a lot. I still use it.
yeah, that's what I have. I have the
Yeah.
2 right now. That's the one that broke. But I'm like,
Say,
if I'm
what's
gonna
the
get another
difference?
one, I kind of want to get like the next one, but they don't make a black one for the next one. So
Are you
There's
talking
a-
about the one where the analogs are in the wrong place, or the one?
no, there's that one, but there's also the Pro 3.
Oh,
which-
okay.
As I understand it, the main selling point difference is
Has better
like
sticks
Bluetooth
or something.
yeah.
I mean,
better-
they all use Bluetooth. That's how they connect to the Switch.
yeah.
would
I
have
don't know.
to.
I was trying to understand the difference, but I want the one that says number 3. 3 is better than 2.
Oh,
Come on.
I was just say I can't even tell where if it even says 2 on it on my 2.0. The only difference is, like I said, is you can do you got the back buttons and you can change the different you could have different profiles where it's set different ways. Like I
I
used
was
to
trying
do
to
that.
determine too if I could just replace the I've replaced the sticks before because the sticks have they're rubber and that they've worn out before, but I've not replaced the guts before, like the inside, the receptors, whatever. So I was trying to figure out if I could do that. I don't know.
I wonder.
Somebody
Yeah, I
told
wonder
me.
what you need to do to fix the click of maybe it's the spring or something. probably right because you click it and then it doesn't come back out and you can't click it again. Is what I'm guessing is why it's broken.
I mean, it'll mechanically it feels fine. It's just there's no.
It just doesn't do it.
It doesn't register. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I'll figure that out at some point.
You
Last
could-
thing I want to talk.
You could remap it to a different button. map
I
it to the back button. You got back buttons on there that probably still work.
I could for now. I don't know. See if I could remap my, 700 hours hardwired in my brain of how to play the game.
I did actually do that for Final Fantasy Rebirth. I used the back buttons on the Pro 2 controller because I got tired of clicking in the left stick to run. So now I just click the back button and it's just easier. I like it better.
Well, last thing I got to talk about is I saw that Masters of the Universe movie.
Yeah, your favorite movie. You've been talking about that for months. Well, that you wanted to see it.
Well,
apparently you're one of the few. It's not doing so well in the theaters, from what I heard.
Yeah, it's set to lose about $400 million. So, ouch. It's one of the biggest bombs.
I personally didn't really, I don't know. I was like, I didn't feel like we really needed another He-Man movie. Like, I mean, sure, whatever we do, I guess, but, because you need to keep making money off of a franchise or whatnot. But I personally really love the Dolph Lundgren movie. And, Billy Barty's dead, so there's no way for them to ever make a better movie. That's what I'm saying. If there's no Goldar, there's no movie. That's what I feel. And, or Frank Langella, fucking amazing. Oscar winner, Frank Langella. Oh, he's dead now, but he was a great Skeletor.
Is he? Oh.
I think he's dead. I'm pretty sure he died a while ago. I don't know. You could double check me on that, but I thought he had died.
So the movie, like, man, see, Masters of the Universe is one of the things that I've for a long time thought, in the right hand, this could be a great movie. Like, it's been a kids thing this whole time, but like, name another franchise that like has barbarians and like sci-fi lasers and all that stuff all in one. Like, I don't know, it's a pretty original vision. It's a mashup of Conan the Barbarian and Star Wars. That's kind of how it was conceived, and I don't think any other thing has had that idea since. So I was like, do it right, do it. And I like the original 1987 one as well, but it's not quite the picture of that original vision, right? They didn't have the budget for it. This movie had the budget for it, and they just fucked it up. Mm-hmm. Like, the biggest problem, and I saw this with my buddy Rich, and it was another experience where we just walked out of the theater and kind of said nothing for a minute. Then we were like,
the movie sucked.
Yeah. Like, I think the first thing that we said, Rich said, none of the jokes landed. Yeah, then I had the same feeling. I noticed the same thing every time they tried to do something funny. It was just like that was either I saw it coming a mile away, or it was like, I don't want a joke here. And the root of that is really like they kept trying to wink at the audience to say, isn't this crazy? Wow, there's like dragons and this place is nuts, like, quit doing that. Like, just live in it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm already bought in. I'm seeing a movie called Masters of the Universe with He-Man and, talking tigers and all that kind of stuff. I'm already seeing this movie. Quit telling me how stupid and silly this is. Like, just live in it. Live in there. This movie should have been like the most badass 70s hard rock album cover come to life. And instead it just kept feeling the need to like apologize for itself for how silly and crazy things are. Don't mention it. Just be it. Just be crazy. Just be weird. Just be silly. Just be like muscle men fighting each other and all that. Just like do that and don't call it out. And more infuriating is that I saw an interview with the director beforehand where he said, yeah, I don't wink at the audience. I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to be ironic or whatever. I love the stuff that I love. Like, man, I don't know what movie you think you made, but you winked all throughout this whole movie. And it really ruined it. It felt like they couldn't settle on a tone because of it. That's the thing. The movie was tonally just all over the place because it just didn't know what it was wanting to do. Yeah. Like this. Okay. There's this thing with the names. Okay. So there's characters named Ram Man and Fisto and Mecha Neck, and those are the characters' names in this universe, right? They felt the need to like explain that away. So Adam is He-Man, right? Adam leaves in the first couple minutes of the movie as a kid. He's sent off to, with the power sword because Skeletor is attacking. He's got to be whisked away to Earth because Skeletor can't have the sword or kidnap Adam or whatever. And so he's on Earth from the time he's like 10 until he's 21 or whatever. And in this time, he has memories of all these people that he saw, and he just like makes the things their excuse for the names is that he made up those names for these people when he was 10. And so these names like Fisto and Ram Man or whatever are names not that they actually have, but that they're given by this 10-year-old. Haha, very funny. Like, no, don't do that. Just have it be as it is. That's their names. Quit trying to explain it away as like the musings of some dumb kid. I don't know. That the main thing is like, they sent him off to Earth, and it wasted like 30 full minutes of the movie and just set it up poorly. Like, I don't want to see He-Man off Earth and working an office job, which is another probably 10 minutes or so of the movie is just him at his job, like feeling down on life. And I get the feeling that they were trying to do something in the same way that like Barbie was like about something bigger, because this is another Mattel movie.
Yeah.
And I'm sure shares some of the same producers and all that. Like the Barbie movie, the reason that could go the way that it did and like be about something deeper is because
feminism.
Well, say what?
Oh, I mean, Barbie went for something a lot bigger. The patriarchy and all that. So
yeah, but that actually
and
like
feminism.
It's not a stretch for the actual toy, because that's actually part of the story of that toy. If you're being honest, which they were, what sort of negative impact did Barbie have on girls' impression of themselves and all that? Like, that's all part of that story. And they were reaching for something similar with He-Man and masculinity.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that actually really exists. I mean, yeah, they were all muscle men, whatever. Maybe that had some impression on me, but I don't know. No, it's not even really part of the conversation about He-Man. In the greater scheme of things, it was about Barbie. It's not about He-Man. I can't even tell you what they were trying to say about masculinity, but they were trying to say something. It seems like in the end they kind of settled on sometimes you need to just muscle up and fight, and sometimes dialogue doesn't work.
So sometimes you need an 8-pack, like 6 isn't enough. Just get some extra muscles on there and fight a Skeletor guy. It works, I guess.
That's kind of so. Like at the end, I'll say what happens at the end. Whatever, you don't want to hear it, just skip a couple of minutes ahead. Whatever.
I mean, He-Man probably beats Skeletor. Is what I'm guessing.
Yes, that's what happens.
That's happened in every He-Man story. So I hope they get that. Wait, does He-Man die in the beginning? No, wait, that was the Kevin Smith one that was good. That was on Netflix. I like that one.
Watch that instead. Yes, that was good. But so at the end, He-Man, having learned his lessons, whatever, he's trying to talk to Skeletor. He's like, "Let's stop this fight. Let's just talk." And then the Skeletor, they do something like, which is another big waste. They have him explicitly say, "I'm sorry, you're looking for something more." I'm the villain. That's what I am. It's like, well, if you're a lazy writer and you don't want to make anything more of this, 80s Saturday morning cartoon, sure, that's what you are.
And then he threw a used condom at him.
Threw a used condom at him? What do you mean?
Oh, Jared Leto. That's what he did. That's what he did when he played Joker on the Suicide Squad movie. He was like mailing people used condoms and stuff like that because he's a psychopath.
Oh, that's gross.
That's why I was just bringing some Jared Leto into it because I know he's playing Skeletor, and he's a weird dude.
I actually thought the casting in this movie was pretty good. Like, I liked Jared Leto's performance as Skeletor, but just the way that he was written, it was just like almost like they gave up. Like, oh, he's just a Saturday morning cartoon villain. Okay, all right. I mean, you had 2 hours to make him something else in this feature length film.
Did they at least like
decided not
do
to.
some jokes about like him? You know, where like the memes of like Skeletor being like, oh, anyway, you know, like where he'd like tell you some random fact and then run away. Like, did they do any of that stuff? Because I would have put that in there.
They didn't do that, but they did. They didn't do it. But I know the meme you're talking about. But they did do the four non-blondes meme, which I can't say it got a laugh out of me, but it was just like, oh,
I don't
there
know.
it is.
I don't know what that one is.
So you know the four non-blondes song.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to tell me what it is. I couldn't tell you any four non-blondes.
What's going
songs.
on?
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, well, I cry sometime when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head.
Oh,
and I,
is that
you know
those
that song?
guys? I know that song.
Yeah.
I didn't
That
know.
lady
I
also
didn't,
wrote
I
"Let's
didn't
Get
know.
the Party Started" by Pink.
I didn't know who else did it.
What did you say, Jeremy?
That lady also wrote "Let's Get the Party Started," the Pink song.
Yeah, I think she's written a couple of songs. I saw an interview with her recently. Yeah, she's a pretty prolific songwriter. But there's a well-known viral video, maybe one of the first viral videos from like 18 years ago or so, where someone recut He-Man to that song.
Yeah.
And
okay, so it makes sense they would put it in the movie. I get it.
Yeah. So they put that in the movie, and it was just kind of like, okay, I guess that worked cool. There's some stuff they did get right in this movie. I don't want to rag on the movie completely. I mean, my rating is a 5 out of 10. It was a 6 when I walked out of the theater, and I thought about it the next day. I was like, I hate this movie even worse with time. So it's a 5.
Those are the best movies. Like, that's how I felt about The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I think I thought it was okay, and the more I thought about it, the number kept going down and down.
I liked all the actors. Idris Elba as Man-at-Arms, cool. I thought the main guy as He-Man, perhaps given some different direction would have been cool. I don't think it was his fault. I just think the script sucked, and they had him be like kind of whiny for a lot of the movie. I don't know. Someone have another go at it. They won't. This is going to be the last He-Man movie we see in our lifetime, I'm sure.
Oh, they'll try it again in like 10 years or something, probably.
Yep.
I bet they will. I mean, they already, like, they did the Kevin Smith cartoon, and then they did like another cartoon like a year after or something like that. Like, it wasn't even, there was like no time in between. So they'll do it again.
What are you talking about? Because there was 2 parts to that one. Are you talking about?
I'm aware that there are 2 seasons for the Kevin Smith one because I watched all of them. But there was another different show that came out like in the same year.
I know what you're talking about because that one was geared towards kids. Yeah,
but but they're both He-Man shows, is what I'm saying. They had 2 shows out at like the same time, so I don't think they really care.
Yeah,
if they think they can sell it to somebody else, they'll do it again.
Yeah, that's true. I remember that first one. I started watching it with my nephew because I was like, "Oh, it's He-Man, whatever." But it actually got pretty violent, and like my sister walked in on it, and she was like, "You're watching this? What?"
Oh, the '87 movie?
No, the Kevin Smith one.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say the '87 movie is pretty violent too. I love that movie. I think it's the only good thing that Courtney Cox was in my opinion.
So one more thing I need to talk about then is that Dolph Lundgren is in this movie, and it's the biggest fucking waste of a cameo I've ever seen. It's so stupid. I can't.
Does he at least say "Good Journey" when he leaves? That'd be fun.
Yes, he does.
That'd be fun. At least put that in there. Yeah.
But here's so it's the scene is like supposed to be that He-Man is in dire straits and doesn't know what to do, and then in comes this the former He-Man Dolph Lundgren to give him some good advice that sets him up for success, whatever. 2 major problems with this. One, the scene happens 25 minutes into the movie. Like it's in the wrong place in the movie. Like he's not there yet. He's not on his last breath or whatever, needing some cheerleading. It's 25 minutes into this movie. And the second problem is that the character that Dolph Lundgren plays is just some fucking random guy at the gym.
Yeah.
It's not anyone of any importance. He-Man is at the gym, or Adam at this point is at the gym. and he says, it's so stupid. He said, "Oh, I'm new here. Any pointers?" And that's Dolph Lundgren, the old He-Man, gives him some pointers or whatever about weightlifting or something. The scene could have been cut out of the movie. It served no purpose. It doesn't get him, to the next stage of being He-Man or whatever. It's just dumb. So yeah, fuck this movie. Oh, one more thing is Zelda was in this movie.
The game or the character or what?
So the game, yes.
He-Man just plays Ocarina of Time at some point, or Breath of the Wild,
so he goes,
whatever.
He goes to find his power sword, and it turns out that it's actually at a comic book shop. And so there's 2 Zelda posters and 2 separate shots. And I was like, all right, well, I guess it was a reminder that Nintendo is easing up on the use of their IP in movies. So hopefully they were probably thinking this movie was going to be bigger and better than it was, but yeah, disappointing movie. I really didn't like it.
I mean, I guess it is like Sony Pictures is involved with it, who also are releasing the Legend of Zelda movie, so that's probably why it's in there. I was just looking at the Wikipedia stuff about it. But yeah, whatever. I mean, I wasn't really in any rush to see it, but I mean, it's like an Amazon movie.
It'll be on
I'm
Prime,
sure it'll show up on Prime soon enough. And whenever it's somewhere that I already pay for that I don't have to pay more for, I'll watch it there, as I do with most movies.
That's it for me.
And as much as I like Alison Brie, I don't think she could ever outdo Meg Foster in the original He-Man movie. She was just terrifying as Evil Lynn. I just watched that first movie again. It's so good. And Frank Langella is not dead. I was wrong. He's still alive. but I love that guy. Like, yeah, he was a proper actor. And that movie, they don't question anything really either. It's just like, and I love that Prince Adam was completely cut out of it. It's like, we don't need him. He's just He-Man all the time. And he's super serious about it.
It was a better choice. Yeah.
And I was, at the time, I thought I was upset that they went to Earth, but now I don't care. Over the years, I've really, like, you go back and watch a lot of bad movies, like the Mario Brothers movie, I think is bad.
Yeah.
But I think that He-Man is actually a good movie. Like, even when you go back and watch it, it's entertaining and it's still fun to me. I think it's a better movie than most movies I watched when I was a kid, And I cried when He-Man got whipped. That was rough for me. I mean, he's like bleeding all over the place. I'd never seen He-Man get hurt like that. It's like,
should watch Passion of the Christ.
Well, I mean, it needs to be a hero that I actually think really existed or care anything about, which is neither of those. But, do you have anything you want to talk about for like 15 minutes before we go to break? Jeremy, that's all your stuff, right, John?
Yep, that's everything.
I could talk about some of my stuff, and if we don't have time, I can come back and do it, but I could probably get through it pretty quick. So yeah, we haven't talked about games in 2 weeks. So
we all got stuff.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, I was talking about Mina the Hollower. I had gotten that, and I was playing it a lot, and I finished it last night. So I've completed that game, and it was really hard. It's a hard game, but it's fun.
Like 40 some really hours fun. Or something? So
yeah. So I'm not a typical player apparently, but yeah, I put 40 something hours in it.
I mean, I haven't looked at. I don't know what how long to beat is.
Some people were saying they were beating it like 15 or 20 hours, which
I think it's like whenever I see that, whatever people's time is, like for me, like take that and add like 10 hours or maybe double.
I'd say
that's
double
more like that's more like my time for most things. So I put like 20 hours for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it took me like 45 hours to get through that. So it's like, I don't know what they were doing. Well, I was trying to do everything.
But yeah, this is one of the best games I've played in a long time. So yeah, I've got high praise for it, and I recommend everyone play it if you like kind of old school looking puzzly fighting games. I love it. The last boss was really tough. I probably had to fight him at least 20 times before I finally beat him, but
dang,
it's really cool. It's cool. Like, I was really happy with how the game ended, and like the kind of the progression at the end of getting through like some of these people that had been in the game the whole time that you have to fight now, and they just do a really good job of, it feels very climactic when you finally fight the final boss, and he kind of does the evil revealing, his true evil plans the whole time or whatever. And yeah, it's cool.
And you still didn't get frustrated from it, from like playing it like 20 times? Like it
No,
was
no.
Was it like you'd get a little bit farther each time, or
Yes.
you'd try to, feel
Yeah,
like you
and
learned
not to
something
mention-
from the tells or whatever?
Right. And so the other thing is that this game, the big thing is those trinkets. So you can really like change the build of your character whenever you want with those. So that was part of it, was the trial and error of figuring out what weapons work the best, and what what trinkets to have, as far as like one that I had equipped was so that I run faster, which was extremely effective in getting close to the boss, because the boss is kind of avoiding you when he's not hitting you. He's like trying to stay away from you. So if you can move faster, you can chase him down, and that's good. And yeah, and then it's got a really cool epic like ending where it just harkens back to some of the best 2D like boss fights back in the day. And there's so many references, I think, in this game. Like I was getting a really big Chrono Trigger reference towards the end of it, like with Lavos and stuff. It's fun. It's a good game. I plan on trying to get 100%, but I don't know how long that'll take me. And if it's just something I'll just kind of jump into every once in a while. But I had a good time with it. I'm ready to take a break. I started my New Game Plus and played that for a little bit, and it's fun. But
Did you use like a different weapon, or did you can still switch them like in game, right? You don't
yeah.
have to
So
start over.
you start with one weapon. You choose a weapon, but you can either buy them or find them out in the world. So I have all the weapons. I don't have them fully upgraded, but I have all 4 of the main weapons that I've just acquired through other means. So yeah, I tried out the different weapons and ended up finishing the game with a weapon that I didn't really use until the end, and it was super effective. So cool game, really cool ending. Like I don't know, like as far as Mina being a hero or not, you still don't really get an answer to that at the end of the game. So it kind of leaves you wondering whether she was a good guy or not. Great game. It's going on my list for sure for the year.
Yeah, I was starting to, because we're like almost halfway through the year, I was starting to look at, try to move stuff around for just thinking about, like I had like a top 5 in my head of my favorite games of the year so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good year.
I mean, that we could always do that as an episode topic in the future.
I'm into it. Yeah, like a little mid-year.
It's been a pretty good year.
Brief.
I mean, like, Pacopia and Mina and Resident Evil and lots of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I got I also bought Piku Niku because we've been talking about it so much, and the sequel's coming out soon.
Yeah, I found out that I had already bought it, and I forgot about it because I looked it up because it was on sale for $2, and it's like, oh, you already bought it. And I guess I bought it so long ago that there was no icon on my Switch, because when I bought like the OLED Switch, not everything transfers over, and you have to like re-download everything, and it won't remember all your times and all that, which really sucks. But the Switch 2, it does. But I couldn't even find the icon of it because I must have bought it on the original Switch and then just completely forgot about it because I had to go to the eShop and re-download it from there because it just wasn't even on my Switch at all. Like not even a picture. But I re-downloaded it. I haven't played it, but I want to try it out.
Yeah, I like it. I beat it in 2 play sessions. It's really short. It's one of the shortest games I've played, to be honest. Like maybe since like, what was it, A Short Hike?
Oh yeah,
and that game I beat in like 2 sittings. But yeah, it's still really good. And I would say it's more like a cartoon than it is a game. Like there's a lot of characters talking to you, and everything in the world's very animated and silly. And there's really not a whole lot of danger. You kind of have some quote unquote boss fights where I guess you could, like, I saw one game over the entire time that I played. And that was just because I made one little mistake and got hit by a blade or something during one of the boss battles. But yeah, otherwise, very easy game. But it's just really pretty, and I think they did a really good job with making everything super expressive, even though it's very simplistically designed. I mean, even the way your character like moves around is it's got a lot of style to it, and
make you laugh. Like
yeah,
the way that his feet stick to the ground. It's super funny. Like his every footstep is like pretty pronounced and specific, and yeah.
And it's kind of funny if you've ever seen like a cat like standing on like a shirt or something on the floor, and they're like going out of their way to like not have their paws touch the actual floor. They're
Oh
like
yeah.
and they shifting their paws around so that they stay like. And you just watch this cat, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And like, they're just like moving their paws so that they don't have to. They don't have to touch the floor. That's the way all these characters do it. Like if you jump onto something, he'll do that with his feet. He'll like kind of like keep moving them because of the physics of the game. He's got actual weight as a character, and he's kind of shifting when he moves. So he's got to keep moving his feet, and it looks like a cat. Like it reminds me so much of a cat massaging a blanket or whatever.
Mhm.
And you can like stand on people's heads and do the same thing, or you can get underneath them and they'll stand on your head. And it's a lot of really silly stuff. But
You kick
Also-
everything, right?
yeah, you kick everything.
It's your main
Kind of
reaction.
do sort of like a Sonic roll. You can like turn into a ball, and you also use that to like sink in the water so that you can quote unquote swim. But yeah, it's a really silly game. Little post-apocalyptic feeling, as a lot of silly stories are anymore. But I liked it. I think I'll check out the sequel. But yeah, I finished it so fast. Like I don't really know a reason to go back to it. I think there might be some sort of like time attack reason or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of it feels like more of a one and done to me. The other thing I bought was the Capcom Fighting Collection. I finally bought that because I
Oh.
wanted that for a while.
I was surprised you got that before John did, because I know John, you said that you were interested in getting.
Yeah, it was
that
on
one
sale. I
back when
think it was like 20.
Yeah, it's been on. I've seen it on sale. I mean, most Capcom games are on sale pretty often. But
But I've wanted this one for a while, and it
Yeah.
is officially my first legitimate copy that I've owned of Marvel versus Capcom 2. So
oh yeah, did you play? Did you have like a burned copy of it, like I did?
Yeah.
For Dreamcast.
Mhm.
Well, didn't
Yeah.
didn't Brian make us both a copy, or was it just for me?
he made me a copy as well.
Okay, yeah. When we are a friend of ours from Kentucky who owns a store in Chicago now, actually. I remember him burning me a Dreamcast copy, and you were there too, so I'm sure he burned you one
Yeah.
also. But yeah, no, I never had a. Well, I guess I bought the digital version of it for PlayStation 3 when it came out, but that was digital. So, well, this is digital also, but whatever. Yeah.
But speaking of another game I beat, I played all the way through the Punisher arcade. It's really short,
Again, yeah, we actually played it at your house
Uh-huh.
on your TV. Well,
but I
on
played through it again because.
on my version, and I played through it on the leverless.
And I will say, this is just a very beautiful game. You know, I'm sure plenty of people have said it, but some of the best sprite design in gaming history, I think, and how they move and how they look, and it just looks incredible on the giant TV. I mean, it's perfect for it. I've been having so much fun just dicking around. You know, I'm not very good, but I figure maybe this way I could actually learn how to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and not completely suck when I play it with other people. Because I do enjoy the game. I think it's got a lot of cool characters, and you know that theme song. I can't get it out of my head. It's so good.
It takes you for a ride.
It really
That
does.
song does. I
But
mean,
yeah, I haven't played everything on it, but I played a couple of the. You know, I played because it's like all fighting games and then the one Punisher game. But
yeah,
I feel like when I play any of the other ones, I'm like, I just want to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like because there's like only like 8 fighters or something in some of them, and then you can. I just want to go to the one that has like whatever 55. I don't know how many fighters there are, but there's a ton.
yeah. It's interesting to see the progression, and there's like there's the versus ones too. There's like Street Fighter versus X-Men that has like Street Fighter characters in there. Well, I guess there are Street Fighter characters in there, but there's some that like have some characters that others don't. You know, like I think
Yeah,
there's some characters in the earlier X-Men games that aren't in
like I'm sad that
Marvel vs.
Blanca's
Capcom
not
2.
in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But yeah, it's a good game. I like it, and I'm glad I finally bought it. You know, I'm not a huge fighting game stan, but got a soft spot for anything Street Fighter, and you know, this is basically like a Street Fighter game.
Yeah, and MVC 3 is kind of like or not 3, 2 is kind of a little dummied down too as far as like the super moves go. Is, you know, where like most Street Fighter games, it's like you'll do like down to forward twice and then a button. This one is just like down to forward and then 2 buttons to do like your, or you can just hold like L and R and that'll do
That's what
moves
I've been
too.
doing.
So it's like they made it a lot more user friendly in that way. So it's a lot much easier to play than like Street Fighter 2 or 3 or Alpha or any of those.
Yeah, cool game though. Glad I own it. Maybe eventually I'll have the balls to play online.
Did you
But right now, I'm just gonna play local.
I've never played online that game. Well, I played Shake. That was the only person I played. I played a person that I knew, and he beat me a lot. But I got a couple wins in there. But have you beat the arcade mode on this regular Marvel on Marvel 2?
No. Like I said, I haven't played it a lot. I just got it last night and played it a little bit before bed, and then played it a little bit more today. But
okay,
I kind of knew what to expect. It wasn't like I needed to explore the game. I'm just having fun with it. It's a fun game.
I was just wondering because those bosses are really cool. Where you have the 3 different forms of the bosses, and all the bosses are different in each game, which I think is really interesting too. I talked about that whenever this game came out, how the boss, what all the bosses are, because Marvel 2 is like a made up boss that isn't actually from any of the comics, but there's like a symbiote looking character, but it's not like anything from Venom or any of those guys. But it's just, I always thought it was really cool the way you do it, because you fight you fight this big armored creature with green horns, and then you fight this little spirity guy, and then you fight a giant symbiote that takes up the whole screen. I always thought it was really cool, how it just morphs from one to another at the end there.
And then I thought maybe we could save this one for after the break, because I think you played this too. We could talk about it together.
Which one?
The update.
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a break there, and then we'll talk about more games and Summer Game Fest and whatever else. So, be right back.
Hey, you.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah, you. Subscribe to our Patreon to hear our bonus shows, which happen every month.
I'm tired.
Tired of all the big corporate podcasts spoon-feeding you the same old video game news on every single show?
Spaghetti. Ravioli.
Then expand!
With NintenDomain Expansion Pack.
It's us talking about old games that were important to us. It's us interviewing people that we meet at conventions. And heck, it's live shows from those same conventions. It's basically everything you could want that NintenDomain ever made.
Here we go!
And it's just $1 a month.
That's less than a bad indie on the eShop.
It's $12 a year, which is less than Nintendo Switch Online.
Thank you so much for subscribing to our Patreon and supporting NintenDomain.
Just go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast and, hey, Mario, let go.
Whoa!
He's throwing us back to the show.
So long, Bowser.
Patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast.
Game over.
All right, we're back from the break, and Jeremy, you were about to get into the Switch 2 update that you got of something?
Yes, I got the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
The Xenoblade.
Upgrade.
Wait, so you got to say the whole thing. The Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition Switch 2 Edition. Is the whole name.
I got the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition Switch 2 Edition upgrade.
Yeah, update.
Pack.
Two editions. What do you think?
Yeah.
Have you played it at all?
I played a little bit of it, so I decided I'm going to restart the game because I haven't played it for many years, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah, but so far I'm getting big vibes of, obviously it's the same franchise, but getting big Xenoblade Chronicles X vibes from the battle system and stuff. So I picked up on it pretty good. I feel like I'm into the swing of it pretty early on, so we'll see how it goes. So far I don't feel very interested in the characters, but maybe that'll change.
I thought that Xenoblade Chronicles 1 had the best story right out of the gate. I always thought the narrative was really strong from that game. And I liked the whole idea, the Mechanis and the Bionis and all that, the two giant creatures fighting each other that you live on. But I always felt like it, because the first Xenoblade game I played was X. That was the first one I played, and then I played 1 later. Well, because Xenoblade Chronicles 1 was really hard to find when it came out on Wii, because it was like a GameStop only game for a while there, and it was really expensive, and I just never had the money for it, and it was I didn't know anything about it, and I didn't want to spend $100 on a game that I didn't know anything about, so I didn't play Xeno until Xeno X on Wii U, and then I played Xeno 1 on 3DS, which was the worst way to play it. But
did you play all the way through it?
No.
Okay.
No, I only beat it on Switch. But no, I played a good amount of it on 3DS, but it didn't look very good on 3DS. It was kind of it was rough. It was pretty rough, and they did a lot of stuff to fix it in the definitive edition. They give you, and we've talked about this whenever it came out originally, the definitive edition, but they would give you missions to be go find this creature in this area, and it's okay, what the fuck is that, and where's the, and in the definitive edition it'll actually put spots on the map to show you where the creatures are and all that, and it helps a lot more instead of you just knowing where everything is or knowing what the creature is. It just helps streamline it a little bit more like that, and I really enjoyed that better than just trying to figure out what a flamu is, or whatever the weird creature is that you have to find that only appears at night during the rain. And yes, there's missions like that where it's certain characters only show up at certain times at certain weather conditions, and you can change the time, but you might not always know. There's a lot of stuff that can make it more confusing than it should be. But what I thought is where you're at, since you're already kind of into it, you could be far enough to get the cool jet skis or whatever, and you could use those where you're at, because I think if you start at the beginning, you'll have to play into it a little bit before you get the ether bikes or whatever they're called.
Yeah, which I went into the bonuses, and it said I had to find stuff. I had to find the things.
Yeah, did you find it though, or did you?
No, I haven't played enough to do that.
Oh, because you're still playing from the beginning.
Yes,
I was gonna say I thought maybe where you were, if you have access to the refugee camp, you can talk to the guy there. That's where he is.
That's what it said. It'll be at the refugee.
Yeah,
camp.
that's where
they did at least tell me that.
That's where the Nopon is. But I did unlock that, and I played all of the races. Because I said, there's a Xenoblade Grand Prix kind of right now in the game, and there's races in different areas, but you don't have to go to the different areas to find them. You just go and you talk to the Nopon guy, and you just choose whatever race you want to do, and it'll just take you directly to that race.
Oh, that's cool.
And the cool thing is, the idea is you get new outfits for everybody, but you have to beat the game. You basically have to beat each race with every character to get a new outfit. So there's 8 different characters, and you can do one race with all of them, and for each character you get a different new outfit for beating that race. And there's a time attack thing where you destroy crystals. It'll give you extra time to get all the way through, and then there's just a regular race, where it's first place or whatever, and you go through these goals around the world, and yeah, it's cool. It's an interesting thing to add in there for $10. The only Monolith would be hey, let's give you a new vehicle and a racetrack and racetracks on the world that you've already walked around in. And it runs at 60 FPS. You could tell it's a lot smoother. It looks cleaner and all that. And yeah, it was. I thought about doing a new Game Plus thing because I already beat it, just because of how cool it looks. But all I really did is I just did the racetracks. I didn't beat it with all the characters. I just did it with a different character, to see whatever the races were. Then I went to there's a super boss that I couldn't beat, and I went and tried to beat that boss again, and I still got killed. So So I didn't 100% the game, but I did beat the game. But the super boss, it sucks because every time you attack the super boss, it knocks you out. So I obviously need to find some sort of equipment that won't like knock me out. Like, so you basically get put to sleep whenever you hit them. So it makes it really difficult to beat them because you get knocked out, and then one of your other characters will have to wake you up. But if they hit them, they also get knocked out. So it's like this whole, it sucks. So I'm sure there's a better way to go about it than just throwing yourself at it. But my guys are like level 98 or something. They're up there, So I thought I could just do it, but no, it looks cool. I'm glad you're playing it again, and
I want to. I mean, I don't know. I got to beat one of these Xeno games because I own almost all of them. I just don't.
Yeah.
I think 3 is the only one I don't own, or obviously I don't own any of the DLC or whatever.
Well, maybe if you beat 1 or X or any of them, you'll get inspired to get 3 because 3 is really, really good. Like 3 is one of my favorite games on the system. So I think 3. I mean, as far as like narrative and like balance between like submissions and regular missions and all that, I think 3 is probably the best because even the submissions are important to the story and all that, and because it's all about the different groups that are that are all you'll see when you get it. But yeah, I like that game a lot. It's really, really cool. I wanted to. I said before I wanted to at least like play the DLC with the Switch 2 upgrades because the DLC is so much shorter. So I thought about trying to go through the epilogue in Xeno 1, but I might just play New Game Plus and just see how much I can tear through it, just like doing the regular golden route or whatever. But yeah, good stuff. Play more of that. But
nice to get some more love from Monolith,
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, Xenoblade, it's cool. I like Shulk and all those weirdos. Ricky, he's the Nopon in there. I'm sure you're not there yet. And was it Rain, whatever his name is? Yeah. But I got some things because a bunch of stuff went on sale that I had on my wish list, and it's been a couple weeks, so I'll just run through what I got. Last week I said I wasn't going to buy any of the Tomb Raiders until all of them came out. Well, I was wrong. I bought one. I bought the first Tomb Raider because it was on sale for $15, and I was like, oh, you know what? Let's go for it. Because I had such great memories of playing through it on PlayStation 3 because I think it was a PS Plus game or whatever, but I really like that game, and I think it's the only Tomb Raider I've actually beat out of all of the ones that I played. And I played through it again. I know that when it first came out, it was kind of rough, this version, but they've actually had a few updates out, and right now it looks great. It runs at 60 FPS. They use like the new hair mechanic or whatever that's in there, where hair looks better. It's called like something flex, or I don't remember, but you can turn it off and on in the menu. My only real gripe with it is you can turn on the gyro controls, but they only work when you look at stuff. When you find like treasures and stuff, you can rotate it around with the control stick, or you can move them, or like when you're in the menu, you can move the view of the menu, but you can't use it to aim. I don't understand I don't get it. I mean, there is mouse control mode, which I haven't tried because I just don't play mouse mode on anything. But that is the one. I'm like, why do we have gyro but not for aiming? It's just weird.
It's
a really strange thing. And like when you start the game, there's a menu and you can like move the way you look at the menu with your controller, but it's like so stupid. And then you find like an artifact and you can move it like around with your controller, but you can't.
Wow.
And apparently it does the exact same thing with Rise of Tomb Raider, the one that came out of the Direct and all that. So, but I really wanted to play that one, so I wanted to play this one again. And I think I'm about like halfway through it. But yeah, I love that game. It's like so super cinematic, like super over the top. It's like Uncharted, but not boring. Like I didn't like those games. Like I tried really hard to like Uncharted, and I think they're incredibly boring. And it's just constantly shooting and climbing. And there's some jokes about that in this one. Like there's a part where you have to climb a really, really high tower, and Laura's like, "Oh my god, I hate climbing." I was like, that has to be a joke to Uncharted, because Uncharted is just constant climbing. And there's also a part where she says, "I hate tombs" too, which I thought was funny because that's her thing. It's in the title. But there's tombs that you can raid in the game, that you can look through and you find like bonus stuff or whatever. But yeah, there's a part where you climb all the way up into this plane, and then you like fall onto like the windshield, and windshield breaks, and you fall out and you grab a parachute, and she like uses one of them and there's not a parachute there, and she puts the other one on, and that one works, and then you're like flying through trees and you're like moving around all the trees so you don't get stabbed to death. It's so cool. Like, it's just like super fast paced, and it's even kind of a little bit of an RPG because you do get experience points, and you are able to upgrade your character through stats and all that stuff. So it's kind of an action RPG in its own way. That was always my rule. If you don't get experience points, it's not an RPG. But in this game, you do get experience points. So no, and there's a ton of different outfits that are unlocked, and I like this game a lot. And Laura really gets the crap beat out of her in the whole game. She takes a beating, but keeps going. I mean, I always thought it's like supposed to be like, you know, the birth of Tomb Raider. It's like, oh yeah, you had to get the shit beat out of you, and it's like all about a Japanese god and all this too. And there's like, you know, some supernatural stuff to it. It's cool. It's a really cool game, and it looks great on Switch too. And another thing I thought was really cool is you automatically get the Switch 1 version for free if you buy. You get both of them. If you buy one, you get two. You get both of them. That's like how everything should work, but most games don't do that. It's like, because I bought it and it said 100% off of the Switch 1 Tomb Raider. So if I wanted to, like, I don't know, if I had like a kids or just wanted to play or something, I could install it on both systems, and because it automatically gave me the Switch 1 for free, or even if I wanted to try it, like that's.
Would it only let you play one at a time though? Like, are you locked out of one version if you?
Well, they're two different games. They're two different games though. Like they're on the eShop. There's the Switch 2 edition and there's the Switch 1 edition. So it shouldn't be an issue, because I haven't downloaded the Switch 1 version, but it says 100% off on the eShop. So it's free because I bought the other one. That's just cool. More games should do that. I know, like a lot of the Capcom games, like for PlayStation, if I bought a PS5, I have like a couple games that I could play on there because I bought the PS4 version, but it came with the PS5 version. You know, for like, I think like for Resident Evil, what was it? I got Resident Evil Biohazard and Resident Evil 2. There were like a few different ones I bought that came with PS5 upgrades. I think like WWE 2K23, whichever one I bought on there, had that too. So, cool. Lollipop Chainsaw. This is a game that I've been wanting to buy for so long. This game has been a long time, a game that I've wanted to play for years, ever since it first came out. It was written by James Gunn, you know, head of the DC cinematic universe right now for Warner Brothers and all that. Old writer for Troma. I've been a fan of his for years. Wrote Tromeo and Juliet, was in Terra Firma and Toxic Avenger, Citizen Toxie. He did a bunch of Troma stuff with Lloyd Kaufman and all that. So yeah, and this game was made more in like when James Gunn was doing more Troma humor. So it very much feels like a Troma video game. Like,
what year was this originally?
It was a PlayStation 3 game. I'm guessing
2006.
No,
not that early.
The PlayStation 3 wasn't out then, I don't think, or it must have just came out. I'm guessing it would be like 2010 or 9. Hold on, let me see, because I don't think. Yeah, let's see. 2012. I was close.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say like 2011, 2012. Yeah, so it came out in 2012. Originally, it was made by James Gunn and Suda51, which are both favorites of mine. And you can see a lot of Suda stuff in there too. Like there's a part where you go inside of a video game, and it feels like pretty much exactly like that Travis Strikes Again game that came out on Switch 1, which I really didn't like very much, but it kind of has that same sort of not great control to it. You know, and the control in this game is like, you know, so-so, I guess. Some of the combat doesn't work as well as it should, but it does kind of feel like a No More Heroes game too, where you like each like area is like completely themed differently, and everything is named after different zombie directors, which I think is funny because Juliet, the main character, she goes to Romero High School, so you have that there, and there's like what was it, O'Bannon Farm that we went to, who, you know, Dan O'Bannon wrote like Alien and a bunch of other things. Well, and also one of the best zombie movies of all time, Return of the Living Dead, and like we went to like was it Fulci? There was like Fulci something or other, like that was the one Italian director. But yeah, all the different levels are named after different zombie directors or writers or whatever. So there's a lot of references in there. But it's also like, it's kind of like Buffy too, because like because like Juliet, the main character, is a zombie hunter, and she has like a sensei who trains her in the ways of killing zombies. but like her whole family is like everybody kills zombies. Like her like older sister and her younger sister, they also have like her older sister is like a sniper that'll help you like shoot stuff, and she has a dad that looks like Elvis. And there's this whole like there's all this rock star stuff to it too, which I think is a lot of James Gunn stuff, I'm sure. Where you fight like the last guy you fight looks like Robert Smith from The Cure, like it's all, and he turns into like Fat Elvis like at the very end of the game. Like so, there's all this like. There's a whole lot of like rock and roll humor shit in there or whatever. So it's interesting. It's a weird game, and it's super silly and it's super dumb, but it was kind of fun, and it's short too. It's only like 5 hours long. Like I beat it in 2 sittings. There's only 6 levels, which all take about an hour to get through, or maybe a little bit less depending on how well you do. And you know you get trophies depending on how you, like I never got an A. I didn't get anything higher than a B. Because I think I was spending I spent extra time trying to find all the secrets in the levels or whatnot. So I normally took over an hour, and it would always tell me that I got a D for my time. And the main character, Juliet, she has a boyfriend. She has a boyfriend, Nick, who she's in love with, who ends up getting bit by a zombie, and she cuts his head off and does a magical spell to keep him alive as just a head. And she attaches his head to her belt. So his head's like by her butt the whole time. And he like commentates on the game like as you're playing. Like he'll talk to you.
It's like God of War Ragnarok.
This like head, this head that you cut off of your boyfriend. And you like stick his head on zombies that don't have heads, and he can kind of move around like that. There's like a quick time event thing where Juliet will cheer for you, and you'll press different buttons, and you'll walk around as a zombie with the Nick head on it, and it's a silly game, like I said, and it has very like Trauma style humor in it. Like there's characters that you can save in the game, like it says like SOS, and you'll save them from zombies, and they'll thank you, and they'll say really like super offensive stuff. Like one of them, like I saved this one guy, and he's like, "Thanks, I'm gonna masturbate to you tonight."
Okay.
Or one guy was like, "I've never been saved with somebody with such nice tits." Like that's in the game, so it's very much like
very
it's very over the top Trauma stuff. But I think it's charming in its own way. It's a silly ass game, but I was happy to finally get it. I got it on sale. So like the Switch 2 edition like just came out this year. Like I think it came out in May. Like and they had the Switch 1 version for a while, but there was a sale. So the way I did is I bought the Switch 1 version for like $25, and then I got the upgrade for like $4. So I ended up getting it for like $30, and it's normally $50. Whereas the Switch 2 edition is actually on sale for like $40 something. So I saved like $14 buying the Switch 1 version and then upgrading it instead of buying the Switch 2 version. So it was worth it for me, but it runs great. It's all 60 FPS. It looks really smooth. Like I said, some of the combat takes a bit to get used to, but honestly, once you get a gun, I felt like it got a lot more fun, because like a couple levels into it, you can turn your chainsaw into a gun, and it kind of turns into like a third-person shooter. And whenever you like go to like the aiming mode, it'll automatically target the zombie, so you can like go from one to another, and you can shoot them pretty quickly and all that stuff. But yeah, I beat that game. I got to credits on Lollipop Chainsaw finally. My friend Rich, I have a friend named Rich also. When he got married to Adri, I wanted to get them gifts based on interesting couples, so I bought them Lollipop Chainsaw and Volume 1 of Saga. So that was their wedding gifts right there. That was back in the day when I bought Saga for a bunch of different people. Actually, maybe only a few, but it's an excellent comic book. It's a good comic to give somebody who doesn't really like. Rich always wanted to get into comic books, but he wasn't really into it. So I was like, well, this is an easy one to just read if you like good stories, and it's excellent. So yeah, I remember I bought them that game, but I never actually played it on my own. But I always wanted to, and I beat the game, and you see the credits of James Gunn doesn't come up until the very, very end of the credits, like where it says original writers, like at the very, very end, but it puts everybody up front who do the remake, And Tara Strong is the main voice actor. I'm sure she's been in a million things. I know she played Harley in like the Powerpuff Girls and a bunch of different stuff. She's been on Kevin Smith's podcast a few times. She was the main character, and I didn't recognize the name of the guy who played the head, but he sounds super super duper familiar. But I looked him up, and he was in a bunch of other stuff that I had played, so that's probably where I recognized him. But yeah, the voice work is really good. What was it? The lady from Freaks and Geeks, she's like the mom. She's in the game too. Linda Cardellini. Yeah, she's in it too. Which I think, well, she's friends. She was in Scooby Doo, right? Yeah. So, and the guy who played the head was also in Guardians of the Galaxy. So I saw and Sean Gunn is a voice on it also, of course, because he's in everything. He was in Romeo and Juliet also. So you see if you're familiar with James Gunn and James Gunn's movies, you see a lot of the actors that he had used in previous stuff and all that. But no, it's a fun dumb game that I had a good 5 or 6 hours with. So. It was, I finally got through it. I feel like it's a game I've been waiting to play for since 2012. So I don't know, 13 years, 14 years, something like that. So finally did that. And Juliet's not really, she's supposed to be kind of a ditz, but she's not really that, I don't know. She's smarter than you'd think. And she's got some funny one-liners, and the head does too. But it all ends, it's got a nice ending in the end. But it's, like I said, it's funny, it's stupid, it's super over the top. There was one boss that was really annoying me because it was really unclear what I was supposed to do with it. And this boss was it was jumping from amp to amp to amp, and I had to so there's 1 amp and 2 amps and 3 amps, and I had to destroy all the 1 amps, and then you had to go all the 2 amps, and then I destroy all those, and then I had to destroy all the 3s. I had to look it up because I couldn't figure out how to do it. But it's not really that hard. And you kind of get a new game plus and nightmare mode and all that when you beat it. So. Which can't really see myself playing through it again, but it was worth it for what it was. I got Blood Refreshed Supply finally. It runs at 120 FPS. Apparently there's a 6-player split screen mode on there. If you, for some reason, had 6 people and you want to play on a giant TV, you can. Wow. That's pretty ridiculous. This game is hard as shit. I had to put it on easy mode because I was getting my ass handed to me like crazy. But it's kind of like a Doom style game, but it feels like Duke. It feels like the Duke Nukem engine. And I don't know, I didn't look into it, but it looks like it has the light switches that you can turn on and off, which was in Duke Nukem, and just the way you can move and aim and kind of the way the things look in it. And because it's not like sprites, it's low poly characters and all that. It reminds me more of Duke Nukem than Doom, but it's cool. I played through 5 or 6 levels or something like that. I got that one for $20 down from 30, and it's the Switch 2 edition and all that. I got the 4P GP, which is a racing game, which is hard as fuck. I can't even beat it on regular Novus mode, but I got that for $18. It looks great. It's incredibly hard. But speaking of other things that we beat, Jess and I got to the first credits of Yoshi in the Mysterious Book.
Good job.
And I love this game. The more I play it, the more I like it. And Jess was saying it the other day that it's kind of like Mario Wonder in its own way. They're saying Mario Wonder had to walk so Yoshi could run or whatever. But it's because each level and each creature that you run into has its own gameplay mechanic. So it's very much like finding the Wonder Seeds in Mario Wonder, where the whole game changes depending on what character you're using. And especially towards the end, it just the Yoshi-ness is not a lot of it. You're just controlling a weird ass character with Yoshi, and and each level controls completely different than the last one. So it just keeps, I don't know, it just keeps getting better and better and better. And I the more we play it, the more I love it. We just got to the part where Yoshi shrinks and everybody's huge, and I love those type of levels, the Chibi Robo type of thing, and it's really cool. It's there's some repeated guys that are much different now that you're super tiny. So I love those little big worlds or whatever. But yeah, we got to the credits, and then the game just keeps going after that. It's here's 5 more levels. So we're still, we've still been playing it whenever we're together. And yeah, I'm having a great time with it. I think it's awesome. Spider Yoshi I hated that level. That was one of the hardest ones. It's like a Spider-Man type thing where you get this. You get this spider, and you throw this little web thing that you have to connect to things, and you swing around with it. And I was terrible at it. I think that was the one that drove me the craziest. There's another one that's kind of like Metroid Dread, like the Emmys that chase you and kill you in one hit. It's the same thing, where there's like this big robot guy that moves around that has like a red beam that it shoots at you. And if you get found out, you'll get killed, and then you got to start all over again. So it's like, it's hard. Like I said, this game's difficult. But yeah, no, it's definitely going to be on my list of best games of the year, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. It keeps getting cooler and cooler. There was this like spinning top guy that I was playing today, where there's like these sumo matches where you have to like, you basically have to hit the spinning top back at the other guy, and they're on like a, they're on a circle, so it's like you got to push them off the side like it's a sumo, but it also kind of feels like Zelda with Ganon, where you're hitting the thing back and forth, and eventually you got to knock them off. And it kept going up. It'd be like, all right, here's like bronze and silver, and then the last guy was huge, and he had like a big he had like armor, like kind of like an armor skirt type thing, and you had to hit him up over and hit his head to knock him off. Like the bosses keep getting more and more interesting as you go through. So it's a dope game. And the Goopsie, which I think we renamed it as Honey Bunny because it looks like a bunny with honey on it. But that guy like sticks to walls, and you kind of jump around, and you can stick to walls and jump to the ceiling and all that. And it's really cool. I like that game a lot. And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, still playing that game. When I said almost 100K, I almost have 100,000 views for 2 of my 30-second Final Fantasy Rebirth movies on Facebook. It's pretty wild because I was telling Jeremy in the break, I get like hundreds of comments from Final Fantasy fans about how much of an idiot I am or whatever. Like there was one guy that was like, pretty much called me gay because I didn't use the horniest outfit for Tifa for the for the beach scene. I was like, really bring the freaks out for this thing. You get to get harassed by whoever. I don't know. I read all the comments. Maybe I shouldn't, but I don't respond to any of them because I don't want to. There was actually one guy who asked me about the combat in the game, and I responded to him or to them. I don't know. But just because I do like the combat, it's my favorite thing about the game. So I'll talk about that if that's what you want to know. But yeah, no, it's I think last week I said I had like 40,000 views on the low poly one where it shows them go into Fort Condor, which is a side game, which is basically like a tower defense type thing. And that's up to like, I mean, what did I put on here? It's up to like 98.4. And last I checked, the swimsuit one is actually at 99.8. I was hoping it would hit 100 before we started, but it was at like 94 this morning. So people keep looking at it. But I said on that video, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is anime because I just realized it is. I know it took me like 30 years to figure it out, but no, it's there because this is the beach day. It like every anime has like where they all go to the beach and put on their swimsuits or whatever, and you're at Costa del Sol, and the idea is you have to play all these different mini games and get your different outfits. And then there's a part where they all meet each other on the beach. Like, so you do stuff with Cloud by yourself, and then you do stuff with Tifa and Aerith, and then they show up later in their outfits. And they're all like, oh my god. And they tell Cloud to leave his sword at home, so he ends up having to fight a boss with an umbrella, which is really funny. I did like that part. But anyway, yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, probably my number 1 game of the year, even though it came out 2 years ago, but I love it. I'm like 36 hours into it, and it's still fun to me. And that's that. I know we got a lot of news, but we don't have to go like one for one like we did with the Nintendo Direct.
News. Don't snooze or you miss the news.
No, certainly not. Yep. So there was a whole bunch of stuff besides the Nintendo Direct.
And also, we don't have to talk about the Sony stuff because we already did that 2 episodes ago when it happened. The Sony State of Play.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just some stuff that's coming to Nintendo from the various presentations. First of all the presentations that there was the Xbox, there's a PlayStation, then there was the Summer Games Fest, which is divided up into like, I don't know, 7 or 8 or 9 different sub presentations.
Yeah, because there was other ones, right? I like when I was editing the second half of last week's episode, like when our power was back on, I threw Summer Game Fest on in the background, and so I got to see Jeff Keighley's stupid red suit that he was wearing that looks really dumb, but that guy's just, I don't like him. But, I saw some of it, but I had already really watched all the trailers that I cared about out of there, so it wasn't really... And it was great because it was muted. I didn't have to hear any of their quips, which drive me nuts. I don't know. Last time I watched the Video Game Awards, I just realized that everything I hate about video games is on that show. And it just revolves around Jeff Keighley, so it's fine. It's better to not hear it. But yeah, there was some stuff in there.
Here's some stuff coming to Nintendo. Did we mention before Alien Isolation 2?
I don't think so, because that was Xbox, or was it? It hadn't happened yet.
I think it was Xbox.
So yeah, Alien Isolation 2 is coming out. I have Alien Isolation. I think Jeremy does too for Switch.
I do. No, I have it on the PS5.
Oh, I thought you had it on Switch also, because it's on sale like a lot.
I don't think so.
It's been on sale for like $10 multiple times. I thought you had bought it. Anyway, we both have it somewhere. It's forced stealth, which I don't like, but maybe I'll play through it someday. Everybody keeps talking about how great it is, so I don't know. And two now you're on a planet. You can be outside of a ship, because I think the first one only takes place in a ship. Is what I gather from what I've seen of this. And you're not Ripley's like great niece or whatever anymore. You're somebody else, because that character probably gets killed in Isolation. I don't know. I never beat it.
Next one up is Arizona Sunshine, coming to Switch 2, which is a game that I played probably 7 or 8 years ago. It's a VR game, which they've now converted to be a regular game. And this was a pretty enjoyable one. It's a co-op zombie shooter. That's the thrust of it, working together to survive the zombie onslaught. I enjoyed it in VR, and I don't know, maybe I'll give it a look.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of that one. But
that's a good one. It was well regarded. It was at the VR arcade that I worked at, and it was pretty popular.
Sure. I did watch the longer trailer of Big Walk that was on Nintendo's on the Nintendo YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, I thought that was actually a better one. They should have put that in the direct.
Yeah, they described it better.
The first one was bad, but this was a 4-minute video that was really like pretty cut and dry, and they did a great job laying it all out exactly what the game is. Essentially, you can think of it like a giant escape room, almost, or a series of escape rooms that you can leisure through or discover at your own pace with your friends. It does look like a game that's like built for streaming, essentially. That you can.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's going to be fun to watch people play it, and I think it looks fun to play too. I'm interested. I'm more intrigued because of this second trailer that was shown. And they did say in this one that is from the developers of Untitled Goose Game, which they should have said in the direct.
Sure.
So this might be another one that I pick up. I don't know if you guys are that interested, but if they can game share it, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's not on the eShop yet. Once it gets on the eShop, we can find out if it actually has game share on it or not. And I'd also be interested as to what it costs. I would guess it's probably like $15 maybe at the most. That's what I would think. I don't know.
Somewhere around there. Yep. There was a Barbie collection. Did we mention this? I think we might have before, but
I think
so. Digital Eclipse game.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we actually talked about it on a show, but yeah, I saw it that it exists. I guess I'm not going to get it, but
I just think it's interesting. Another one from Digital Eclipse. Presumably they're going to do the documentary thing and all that. I won't be getting it, but yeah, that's cool for people who like these games.
Yeah, I don't really know. I never played a Barbie game. Like maybe not even. I don't think I even played it on the Dreamcast with all the games on it. I'd be kind of interested. I mean, what you do in there, I guess, but I don't see myself ever buying it.
Interesting one that I saw was called Building Relationships, and it's a dating sim with just buildings. So
is that the one where you can like is that the one where the houses can date each other?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I heard about this one years ago, and I thought it was really cool. Like I heard about it like I don't know, like 2 or 3 years ago. Then I think I even put it on a bingo card for one of the indie directs because it's been on early access or on Steam or whatever for however long, and I thought it was funny. Yeah,
that's coming to Switch 1 sometime this year. And by the way, if it sounds like I'm going in alphabetical order here, that's because I put these in alphabetical order. There's so many games on here. I just wanted to put some kind of order to it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
About time.
Yeah, I think
showed
we
up
did.
On the Xbox One.
I think we did mention.
I
think we did mention that it was coming to Nintendo because
it was part of some kind of merger deal or something that they
yeah.
legally had to put Call of Duty on other systems.
Something like that.
Right.
I saw that there were
the DLC, and I think it's interesting that the DLC is in the DMZ, which is the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. I think that's very fascinating.
DMZ DLC.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah. Play with the stuff there. There's also supposed to be some older Call of Duty games coming to PlayStation, which were rumored to come to Switch also. So I don't know. I just saw an announcement for whatever Black Ops 1 and 2 or something like that coming back to PlayStation. Because I think one of the Black Ops games was on Wii U. Even we had a couple Call of Duty games on Wii U. Let's bring those back. Or no, was it Call of Duty Ghosts and Black Ops? I don't remember.
There's a lot of Call of Duty games, believe it or not.
Yeah, but there was a couple on Wii U. were the last ones that were on Nintendo system.
Yep. But this just had me intrigued because of that DLC, because we know from the past that North Korea gets kind of revengey whenever things get talked about them negatively in the media and all that. Thinking back to like the Sony hacks and all that. So
Sure.
pretty bold, pretty cool of them to put that in a video game. Looking forward to giving that a try, perhaps.
Castlevania Belmont's
Belmont's
Curse
Curse, yep.
is not.
This is the one from the Dead Cells guys, right?
Yeah, but it's not on the eShop. I just clicked the eShop link here, and it didn't take me to it.
Oh, yeah, I must have meant to delete that. Yep. Forget that anyways.
I would just hope because I'd heard some things where it was announced, but then the last time they showed it, it didn't have the logo for Nintendo Switch on it anymore. So it's like people were wondering, like it was, and I think you pointed out also that it didn't have a full-on release date yet, which is bad. So I don't know. For Switch,
yeah,
you
sometime this year, coming to Switch 1. Other consoles, it has a release date of October 15th.
Yeah, it's like why not Switch 2 and why not day and date, especially for something like this that doesn't look like overly graphic or whatever.
Cuphead is getting 2 new games. One in the traditional animated style of the first game, and then the second one is done. It's called Mighty Cuphead Adventures, and it's done like a Genesis game. So I think they're basically like, well, we probably
and they are putting it on Genesis, right? They are putting out a cart, is what I heard. They're actually putting out a Genesis cart.
That's cool. Anyway, so that's cool that they're doing 2 games. Presumably, making these animated games takes a long time, and they were just like, well, we got to put out something else to make some money here. So I'm hoping that at least one of those, especially the animated one, is maybe more of like a actual like platformer or something that I would enjoy more than I enjoyed the style of the first Cuphead game. Dave the Diver in the Jungle DLC. I know you guys like that game. That's coming out. Actually, it's out. Should be out this week.
Yeah, so it's more stuff aside from different from the what's his name, Basho, the prequel stuff that we saw in the Sony State of Play. So Dave the Diver is getting other stuff aside from that.
Mm-hmm. We're getting Earth Defense Force games number 5 and number 6.
I did actually say that last week because that was part of the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, right. Wasn't it in the Japanese Direct or something?
Yeah, it was in the Japanese Direct.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, but no, these games actually look really cool. They look like, I mean, you're basically fighting against like kaiju and all that. I've heard 8-4 talked about them a lot on their podcast, but they look really cool. Like the footage that was shown in the Japanese Direct looks great. Like it looks like something I'd be into. Yeah, where you're defending the Earth from like Godzilla type monsters and that sort of thing, which I like. So, which also Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee is coming out. I don't think we ever actually mentioned that, but we are getting a re-release of that, which is I like that game, and I have it on GameCube. So cool, awesome.
Yeah. And speaking of Godzilla and Dave the Diver, we're getting a Godzilla mobile game from the guys who made Dave the Diver.
Well, Godzilla was in Dave the Diver also. They had a DLC thing where Godzilla showed up in the game. So it's they've already crossed paths, I guess, and in a way. I didn't play any of it, but I remember there was some free Godzilla DLC. And I think we also mentioned that Sonic Crossworlds is getting Godzilla stuff as well. So and Evangelion. So it's pretty amazing. I love that Sonic Crossworlds is still beating the shit out of Mario Kart World as far as DLC goes. They got a shit ton of stuff, and our $80 Mario Kart World game still has nothing.
Godzilla adjacent, the game Giga Bash is getting DLC with Ultraman. So this is kind of, I think Giga Bash is kind of like modeled after Destroy All Monsters Melee.
Is that the board game?
No, that was King of Tokyo.
Oh, okay. So
Giga Bash, it looks to me like Destroy All Monsters Melee, like somebody just tried to make a version of that. So cool, good for monsters. Grave Seasons is a farming sim with which has a quote unquote terrifying twist where someone in the town is a supernatural serial killer. So you got to farm, romance, and investigate to discover who this serial killer
This
is.
seems cool.
Do you have to like farm but not get killed at the same time?
I guess so. Keep your size locked up, I guess. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, Grave Seasons. I feel like I'd seen this. Maybe I saw it somewhere else before, but it's coming out kind of soon. Another one for September, so probably won't get that one. Too many games in September.
I'm interested in Gila of Mice and Magic, which is a game we've seen before. This is on the Wholesome Direct. It's an open world adventure where you take on the role of tiny mouse familiars helping to restore harmony to a world that is slowly falling out of balance. It's another little tiny game. We love those.
Do like those little tiny games. It's just a tiny game.
And I love Hitman. And we're getting Hitman Classic Trilogy remastered. That's number 1, 2, and 3.
So that's the one Hitman game that I've played on GameCube. Hitman 2 is in there, right?
It's in there.
It's the one Hitman game I played out of any. Well, it's the only one I played. It's the one that, and I beat that game and then took it back because I thought it was too short. I returned it. I don't have it anymore.
So that's coming in 2027.
Not even this year. There's enough stuff this year.
We also got, by the way, remember when Conor McGregor was a guest star in Hitman World of Assassination? Yeah. Now we've got his replacement because he was...
Because he kind of sucks.
Yeah, he had some controversy. It's Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa has stepped in to basically the same. They've tweaked it. They've changed it a little bit, changed the story. But Wiz Khalifa is now the one doing the fight, and you have to take him out.
And still no word on First Light for Switch, but I'm guessing that's going to show up in September too. I bet you anything that it's going to end up being a September game also.
Sounds about right. It's a big hit. It's sold over 3 million copies.
Yeah, I'd heard it was cool that a lot of the podcasts that I listened to did like episodes about old Bond games, which is cool because I like old Bond games. And anybody who said, anybody who said GoldenEye is the best Bond game, they're wrong. Because I listened to plenty of other podcasts saying otherwise, which I agree with them because there's much, much better games. I think The World Is Not Enough is better than GoldenEye also. That was on 64. But I'm just saying, it's cool to hear people talk about, especially those GameCube ones are really, really good. Like From Russia with Love and Everything or Nothing, like the ones where they did, like Everything or Nothing was its own unique, was basically like, they made their own movie out of it with Pierce Brosnan in it. And what's his face was in it too. The Green Goblin. Why can't I remember his name? With the face. Willem Dafoe. Yeah, Willem Dafoe's in it too. He's the bad guy. No, it's really cool. It's got a great cast and all that. But no, I'd like to see how 007 ends up in Switch and what it looks like.
Hot Wheels Infinite Rush.
I'm into this. It seems like how Hot Wheels meets Burnout. Mm-hmm. It's kind of what I've heard. I liked that other Hot Wheels game that was out, the first one on Switch 1. But that one it was good, but it didn't look as detailed as it could be, like with the details on the cars. And now that we have a Switch 2, it can actually look a lot better. So I'm interested in it. But it is another September game, so I'll probably have to wait until it's a different month. I don't know. Because September's I already have Trails in the Sky, second chapter, and like Lego Batman are like right next to each other. And I really want both of those. So that may be it for me. Oh, yeah, and also Onimusha is in the same month too, which I don't know. And that's the only 3 I'm sure there's like 10 other ones that I'm not remembering, but it's a crazy month. It's like October of last year or like February of this year.
Another cozy game that I thought Jeremy might be interested in is Japanese Rural Life Adventure.
We did talk about this one too. It was on a Japanese Direct. It was on the last partner showcase one, and it's out on Switch. It came out like a month ago.
Oh, it's already out. Okay.
So we've already talked about this one.
All right, moving on then.
But it looks cool. Yeah, but we talked about it a while ago because it was on, like I said, it was on a Japanese Direct, but not the American one. But it did come out here in English that same day. Whenever the last partner showcase Direct was, it was on there.
Little Nightmares 3 got some DLC. It came out on the 12th for $8. I got to catch up on these games. I like the first one. I haven't finished it.
Doesn't it have a demo?
Nightmares 3 is very different than the first two.
Yeah, because they like split the developers, right? Because the main guys went to Reanimal, so Reanimal is kind of like the spiritual sequel to Little Nightmares 2, is what I heard. So the original developers are doing a different game, but it's still kind of the same. And Reanimal has a demo for sure, right? Because I think you played it.
Yeah, it does.
Did. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I never played any of those games, but I think I downloaded a couple demos and just never got to it.
We got a game that's inspired by Donkey Kong Country. It's Marsupilami 2 Salsa Colombia.
I remember Marsupilami.
A Disney cartoon.
Yeah, it was like the Disney afternoon.
Oh, is it? Is it a real thing? I thought you were just making a joke.
Yeah, it's like
such
he's supposed to be
name.
like some hybrid animal thing,
Like a cheetah with a long tail.
like a really long prehensile tail.
Yeah. So it actually originated in France. It was a French comic in starting 1950 something.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah. That's I looked into it why it looks different than I remember from the Disney cartoon. I was like, oh, this is actually Disney cartoon was based on that. Mm-hmm. And then there's also a new Marsupilami movie that came out recently. In France.
Is there a Marsupilami 1 since this is 2? Is there another game that it's a sequel to?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
So, yep, there's that.
Looks cool. I watched some of the footage of it. Looks rather well. Whatever they're playing it on, it looks good.
We're getting Minecraft Dungeons 2. Jeremy, do you like these games?
Never played them. Don't care about them.
Yeah.
What's the pitch on these? I don't really know.
They're just like dungeon crawler. I think more like a dungeon crawler than an actual Minecraft game.
Yeah, I don't know how.
You guys aren't interested in Monster Hunter Wilds, are you?
No.
We did talk. I think we did talk briefly about this last week, but yeah, it is officially confirmed that they are making it for Switch 2, which I'm really interested about that because apparently it didn't run very well on PlayStation 5 even. So we'll see. And PC, there's some, but there's going to be what Capcom's been doing really cool is there's going to be a big DLC with it that'll probably release when the Switch 2 one releases, as they're doing. That's what's happening with Dragon's Dogma 2 also. Dark Arisen is its own big DLC that's coming out with the Switch one. So when you buy the Switch one, you get it plus another DLC for the regular price, which seems to be the way to do things, I think. If you're going to re-release something and you have DLC, time it with the DLC. They did the same thing with Street Fighter 6 when it came out on Switch 2. It had its own. There was a character that released on the same day and all that. But yeah, I'd like to try it out on Switch. We'll see. I really wish it was. We said it before, but I really wish it was just a sequel to Rise. I wish it was a different game, or it was I wish it was like a unique game to switch to.
Speaking of games based on European comics, we're getting another Moomin game, Moomin Midsummer Madness. That was announced in the Wholesome Direct. I really want to go back and try that first one that came out, Snufkin.
Yeah, there's a few of them, right? There's a Moomin and a Snufkin and whoever else.
Yeah, they're all from the same series. Yep. So that one's coming to Switch 2 and 1 sometime this year. Ooh, and then a big one, Resident Evil Veronica. We touched on that a moment.
Yeah, we talked about it for a second last week, and you talked about playing it with your sister. But
right,
I watched the trailer for this, and I have no idea what's going on. But I never played Code Veronica, so I have no the trailer that they showed on Summer Game Fest. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? I don't understand any of this.
Here's the thing: I don't think any of that. It's been a long time since I played that game. I don't think any of that was in Code Veronica. I think it's all completely new. And what it really reminded me of was the scene in It Chapter 2.
With what's her name? Yeah, which is actually
with Bev talking to the old lady.
Marsh. Or no, Kirsch. It's either because she's Marsh and it's Kirsch. Yeah, which they elaborated her as a character in the prequel show, and I was like, oh, that's silly. Why did they do that? But she is like a separate character in the book because I listened to the whole book. So everything I thought was silly from that show is actually something that's in the book. So that's what I found out later. Even having the cook from The Shining in there, he's in the fucking book too. They didn't really go that far out of it. So,
Scatman Crothers.
Was that the guy who was in the Kubrick movie?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, the dude, the character. I don't know why I can't fucking remember his name. I just listened to Doctor Sleep and The Shining. Anyway, that guy, the cook, he's in It also briefly, but they made his character a little bit bigger. But the prequel is really cool. the Welcome to Derry, the HBO one. Watch it.
Yeah, I'm excited for Veronica. I'll be getting this for sure.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this means that we'll get that we'll get the remix of 2, 3, and 4 when Veronica comes around, like similar to the Generation Pack that you were showing earlier. I'm guessing that maybe Capcom will do something like that because they've been like so supportive of the Switch 2. I'd be really surprised if they don't put the remakes of 2, 3, and 4 on there natively, and I could see it being like a $90 thing again, limited time or whatever. But I'll totally get that if they do it because that'd be great. I have Resident Evil 2 on PS4, but I'd like to play it on Switch 2. And I'd like to play the Resident Evil 4 remake because all I ever did was play the demo, and Jeremy played it, and he said it was really good, which I'm sure it is great to play it with not shitty controls.
Sea of Stars is getting new DLC and a Switch 2 edition.
Except for the bad thing is if you get the Switch 2 edition, you cannot carry over your file from the Switch 1 edition. You have to start from the beginning again.
Oh, that sucks.
I saw that online, and I was like, Well, they did the same thing with Tomb Raider. I guess it's like 2 different files. Like it's not updating the one that you have. You have to download a different one, is what I heard from the internet. And the internet's never wrong, so it must be right.
Well, it's been long enough since I started that game.
I mean, me or you could easily do it because we both barely played it, so we could easily just jump into the Switch 2 version. I think it's free for anybody who already owns it. So
they're both out now.
So there you go. But I mean, that game, yeah, I barely played that game. I think I
beat it.
Yeah, Jeremy played it all the way through, and it was on your Game of the Year list too. So you liked it, and I was a Kickstarter for it or whatever, and I still didn't.
Yeah, our podcast name is in there.
In the grave.
Yeah, and I didn't really care. Yeah, they're 2 separate things. Because here it is. It shows it's 100% off because you have the other one, but it's a separate file, so it doesn't carry over your stuff, which sucks.
That sucks.
But I don't remember what I did anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
So they announced some more DLC for Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
Yeah, we talked about that like 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
Well, we talked about the Godzilla stuff. And we also talked about it last week. We can skip it. Sure.
Spyro, A Realm Beyond.
I saw the trailer for it. I never cared about Spyro or played any of them, but this one kind of looks more open worldy, fly around stuff. I kind of like those type of games, so I was a little intrigued. But I've never cared about Spyro. But
I have a Spyro game on Game Boy Advance.
I was gonna say, if you do care, I think the Spyro trilogy is like $10 right now on Switch. It's on sale, so. If you care, get it now. But I don't. I don't care.
You care about Star Trek Shadow Frontier? What's that?
Yeah, I'm interested in this. It's a Star Trek horror game, which is cool. I like the idea of that. From like Paramount Games. I guess they had enough stuff. I mean, they don't care about Star Trek the TV series anymore. They're pretty much burying it completely right now. But let's get one more game out of there. Why not? We've canceled every other show that they have. I don't know. They're completely abandoning. I remember when CBS All Access, before it was called Paramount Plus or whatever, was all Star Trek. That was it. That was the point. Was Star Trek shows, and they've killed all of them now. It's sad.
Star Trek too liberal for the new CBS.
And Doctor Who's dying too. So like 2 of the oldest shows, oldest sci-fi shows, they both are not getting any new stuff, and it's sad. So I like both those shows. But yeah, hopefully this game is good. I thought Star Trek Academy was really, really good, and that got canceled before they shot the 2nd season. They haven't even showed it yet. They canceled it before they even showed it, probably because a whole lot of angry pricks who never even watched the show thought it was too liberal, which I don't understand. They just don't like female main characters, which I don't understand why you would not like them. They're great.
I'm interested in Thief: The Dark Project Remastered. I've heard about this series, and I've never played one before.
Yeah, it's a Night Dive Studios, and I love their stuff, so I'm interested in it also.
Coming out this winter for both Switch 2 and 1.
I did watch. I watched a trailer of that too. I watched that trailer, but I don't really know what's happening. I mean, this is the same as the newer Thief games, right? That came out for PS3 and 4 and all that. Is it in the same series?
I think so. I only thought there was one series.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, I like what they do, so I'm interested in that way.
Trine 6 got all the way to number 6, and I don't know what these games are.
I got a Trine game for free on PlayStation Plus, and I couldn't get into it. I thought it was really boring.
Yeah, I think I have it on one of the Humble bundles I got back in the day.
Oh, I probably got it through that too. I've tried to play these before. I don't.
It's like a side-scrolling game, but you use the mouse to aim.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't do anything.
It's kind of
for
what I
me.
remember.
The description says it's a co-op puzzle platformer for 1 to 4 players.
It's probably a little bit like Lost Vikings.
Yeah,
I can see that
I
then.
couldn't get into it.
Valheim. I know that. I think Jeremy, were you talking about Valheim before? Is this something you're interested in? This is a brutal exploration survival game for 1 to 10 players set in a procedurally generated world inspired by Norse mythology.
Is that the one from the Direct a while back that was on the partner showcase?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. I don't know. I don't care. But they're showing more of it on whatever this was.
Yeah, that's coming out September 9th for Switch 2.
More September shit.
Then we got some Vampire Survivors updates. First of all, there's a Switch 2 edition. And then there's a new DLC called Legacy of the Blood Moon. Presumably that will be 99 cents like the other one.
Hopefully.
I wonder if is the Switch 2 edition free? If it is, I'll probably download it. I mean, I'm sure I'll download it.
After that, we got Wolong 2 Wings of Ember.
Too Wo Long. Thanks for the memories. That's what I keep thinking of whenever I see it. Every time I see it, I don't know what Wo Long 1 is, but I just keep thinking about that movie.
Too long.
Yeah. Too Wong Lo. Thanks for
This is on the Xbox showcase. It looked pretty cool. It's a 3D action game. It's from Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja.
I think they're putting out one too. I think I saw that the one's coming also. To Switch 2, at least.
Sure.
So, I don't know what it is, but the joke is.
I'm gonna guess
it's
it's a Chinese game. Well, I guess it's Koei Tecmo.
Too Wo Long.
And Team Ninja.
Yeah, I heard that Xbox is possibly destroying Team Ninja. Have you seen all that? Speaking of real shit.
Oh, are they one of the ones on the chopping block?
Yeah, Team Ninja, also Double Fine is on there.
Ooh.
Which sucks. Yeah, there's a lot of bad shit going on there. Don't can your employees. You know,
you don't need them.
Pay them. People need to be paid to buy things. That's why you want to fix the economy. Fucking pay workers. That's what we need. Pay us more. I don't understand why this has to be so fucking complicated. Probably because it's all run by rich idiots. But I mean, come on. You want people to buy things?
Everybody's going.
Pay them. Raise the minimum wage. Nobody wants to pay that. Or nobody wants to do that.
All you had to do is morons enough to live.
Raise the minimum wage and raise Medicare. So
or develop your AI bots to do all the work, and then let all of the workers go, and see how that.
Yeah, and the data centers that have made like computers like incredibly expensive now, that are destroying everything. Fuck AI. But Sega likes it. It's coming to fucking Crazy Taxi. Or it's already in there.
Yeah, that's what makes it even more crazy.
Sega had more and more reasons that I'm angry with Sega about.
CRAIZY Taxi.
Oh,
yeah.
No. Or tax AI.
Yep.
Garbage. Yeah, we should tax AI.
Yeah, we should.
Tax the data centers.
And tax fucking corporations. How about that? It's an idea.
Love it. A Wolf Among Us 2.
So I thought this studio didn't exist anymore that made these games.
I thought so too. Yeah, Telltale.
So, I guess they exist in some form, right? Because they're doing games.
So I played a bit of the first Wolf Among Us. This is probably one of the ones I played the most of those games. And
there's a movie.
I don't remember it too well, but yeah, it's like a kind of a sort of like a gritty fairy tale kind of thing. So like the wolf is like the wolf from I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be the wolf from Red Riding Hood. Yeah, and so you've got all the different story characters, but yeah, I don't know. I don't. I've never really vibed much with these kind of games. Like they're very much like a walking simulator,
or like the Telltale games.
Yeah,
there was only a couple that I played. Like I really liked like The Walking Dead. The first one was really good. And Jess and I played through the Game of Thrones Telltale game, and that game was cool. But I mean, I don't know. There's so many of them that it's hard to keep track. Or there used to be.
So someone else must own the IP now, and that's why we're getting a sequel. I don't know how else it would be happening.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ukulele cart. Trey, you're interested in this, right?
Yeah, no, I think it looks cool because it's ukulele. We know like had that had the subpar 3D game, but Ukulele and the Impossible Layer was pretty good. The 2D one, but
then they remade Ukulele,
and then they did
Replay.
Yeah, there's that one which I downloaded a demo of and never played. But this one's is like a Mario Kart style, but more in the style of like the Super Nintendo Mario Kart. And it could be, it could be interesting. I don't know. I watched a little bit.
I wish they would have done
it.
like it would have been more like Diddy Kong Racing, since that's that's kind of like the whole like Rare vibe of the racing game that was based off Rare stuff.
Yeah, but there's not a whole lot of like pixel racers like that, and I like the style of it. I like the way it looks. So, but yeah, it would be cool if they did. Then an adventure Diddy Kong thing.
Put a couple more on here that were not announced for Nintendo platforms, but I thought were probably going to come to Nintendo at some point.
I thought Crazy Taxi was announced.
It is.
I saw it on I saw it on my Nintendo news feed that Crazy Taxi was coming to Switch.
Okay, yeah, I think I was just going off of the trailer. I don't know.
Maybe
look it up.
Maybe
I'm not certain.
It is. It's coming to Switch. I'm almost positive. People were excited about it.
I put it on the Slack, or whatever. I posted it in the news on the Slack that it was coming. That was the only one of the few things that Sega seemed to care about Nintendo about, was that one. But it has AI in it, so fuck them.
I did actually today see some gameplay, and I don't know how somebody got this, because it wasn't supposed to be publicly released. But it was gameplay from Crazy Taxi, probably like a good 5 minutes or so, somebody playing the game. And it looks exactly as you'd expect, like Crazy Taxi, but high resolution.
On Sega.com,
yep.
Where we should get the news from. Sega.com says Nintendo Switch 2 for Crazy Taxi World Tour on platforms.
Cool, confirmed.
So, yeah, no, I was like, I was sure it was announced for Switch 2 on the Xbox Direct. But what was not announced for Switch 2, which makes me sad, is Doom the Dark Ages, because Doom the Dark Ages is actually getting DLC, and they could have done like what Capcom is doing and released a Doom the Dark Ages Ultimate Edition with the DLC on it at full price for Switch. That's what they should do for Switch 2.
This one is Doom the Dark Ages Revelations.
Yeah, it's DLC for Doom the Dark Ages.
I got you. Okay.
So they could release it for Switch with everything on there as the Ultimate Edition, because we got Doom 2016 on Switch 1 within the first year. So, and those guys who made that work for Nintendo now. So get on it.
No, I guess Xbox is trying to rein everybody in and trying to get some more exclusives, and they own Bethesda. So yeah, maybe it's down the line at best.
Yeah, I mean they own Bethesda, but I don't think that doesn't mean that's not keeping it off of PlayStation or whatever. They're still releasing it on other systems. It's not like they're making it exclusive.
It is on PS5, yeah.
So I mean, I'm just saying it can be done, and it's on Series S, and the Switch 2 runs better than the Series S, so they could easily just take that version and put it on there. I'm sure it's not that easy, but just make it happen. I want to see what it looks like.
Halloween, the game, another one of these slasher games, with the 4-on-1 style.
Yeah, asynchronous, whatever.
Yep, I always liked Halloween, so I'd give this a shot. I didn't get into the Jason one so much.
I like the Jason one. I that's the only one I played of these. Yeah, I guess it wasn't. I mean, I played Dead by Daylight a little bit, but I like the Friday 13th one the best. It was cool. And I really I want to dress up as Austin Powers and go kill people. That's what we do, right? Mike Myers. That's the main killer in Halloween.
Yes. Yeah, groovy baby.
Yeah. I mean that movie alone will kill you just from watching it. So stay away from it.
Oh, behave.
Or just any quotes from that movie will automatically give you a heart attack.
I think this one might be the coolest trailer that I saw as far as an original game. It's called Into the Unwell, and it's a rubber hose animation style game, not unlike Cuphead, but it's in 3D, and it's an action game. It's I think it's a beat 'em up. It's kind of what it looks like to me. But just the way that they presented the trailer was really cool, because they made an original song just for the trailer, which was pretty catchy, and kind of narrating what was going on and what you were supposed to do in the game. And the game is very trippy. It's not just the rubber hose thing. It's a little bit on acid. So it's got some style to it, is what I'm trying to say. So keep an eye out for this game. It's called Into the Unwell. and that's for PS5, Xbox, PC.
This game looks really, really good.
Doesn't look good. Super trippy. Yeah, watch the whole thing when we're off the show. Just listen to that song. The song is super catchy. It looks like a warped and violent cartoon. It's almost like, there's Itchy and Scratchy, how they kick things up when they're parodying cartoons. But this is like add some drugs to the mix. Yeah, it looks like super violent and drug infused. And after that, it's Mr. Records, which this was kind of a cool, quirky little indie game on Day of the Devs. It's a brand new narrative rhythm game where you move through the world of music as you play vinyls contained in your record shop, platforming to the beat of the song. So it's got 40 plus handcrafted levels and a completely original score from the dev team. And it's a good soundtrack too. I was listening to an interview with the dev team, and they were kind of like showing how they put together the songs. And it's all original music, and these are talented people. And I like the look of it too. If you like indie record stores, that's pretty much what this game is. You work at an indie record store, and then you kind of groove along to the beat of the songs. I think we're all interested in Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. They only got
they only showed a second of it, but we do know that it's getting developed by Platinum Games, so that's pretty awesome.
That is.
So I mean, and it showed. I did see the trailer, and it showed like blah blah blah. The ones from did they show Bayonetta on there? Like they showed a bunch of different games that they had worked on like recently. And Platinum, yeah. So cool. I want to be one sad turtle that's really sad because there's no other ones in there. That's basically what it is. It's not going to be as good as people would think it would be as a movie, because you're not going to have all four of the turtles. It's just going to be one of them that's really sad all the time.
I still want to see that movie.
It's a sad-ass movie.
Remember that news that broke a little while ago? They were going to bring back the original April O'Neil, and presumably...
Yeah, it's going to be Michelangelo sad and April O'Neil. Two people. It's just hanging out and being really sad in a movie.
Casey Jones? Come on.
Yeah, three people sad. I'm just saying.
I would like to see a almost 40 years later sequel to that movie. That would be cool.
Where all the turtles are dead.
Want to talk about those?
Turtles wouldn't die. They live a long time.
Well, they're dead in that story. What?
Persona games. You want to talk about those at all?
Nah, we talked about them last week.
Okay, last one I want to talk about is Vivarium. This is from Xbox Studios. So maybe not leaving Xbox ever, but it so looks like it could be a Nintendo thing. It's another beautiful, it's an anime game, but this is like 70s anime. It's even, Orbils is 80s.
It kind of looks a bit like, it's got a very 80s look to it.
I would say even a little bit earlier. It looks just a little bit even more rudimentary than that to me, but what a cool style to go after.
It also kind of looks a little Ghibli-esque. A
little Ghibli-esque, yeah, for sure. Oh, definitely in some of the character design, they have the cat with the wide mouth. It looks a bit like Totoro. Yep.
The main character kind of looks like Ponyo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. Yep. And I think it's like a farming sim, but you live in a little tiny, what do they call it?
House?
Like a little ecosystem, like in under a little dome.
Greenhouse?
Smaller than greenhouse. I think it's just a little ecosystem. I think it's called a vivarium. Like you just, trap some plants in glass and throw in some moisture and dirt and all that, and things grow and it takes care of itself. I think that's sort of the premise of this game. But you're like this little a miniature person or something. It seems to be going for the tiny thing.
It won't load. It won't load on YouTube, so I can't.
Oh,
I can't look at it. I don't know. The internet's. I don't know. The internet you guys might all disappear, so we should probably wrap this up.
Sure.
Because my internet's being weird.
That was all from, not E3, E0 as we call it over here. I do want to say a funny quote that I heard from the Xbox presentation. This was one of the execs. He said it with a smiling face as though he was proud of it.
Oh, no.
But he said, and I quote, "Players can look forward to 2 upcoming exclusives, Gears of War E-Day in 2026 and Clockwork Revolution in 2027. He was proud to say that, hey, we've got 2 exclusives. Your whole presentation. Good job, Xbox.
Well, they used to have none, right? So now they have 2. I don't know. But they're probably going to can those teams that are working on that. So it seems like.
Probably so.
It's the whole I mentioned it last week, but the whole like Sega situation with them seems so weird. I don't know why Sega's like premiering all their stuff on Xbox showcases. Apparently there's going to be a Persona showcase tomorrow too. They probably still won't announce that it's coming to Switch 2, but they should.
Well, how about we just rattle off what's coming out this week and then we wrap it up there?
Sure, yeah. The Drifter as a point and click. I think that's a Night Dive Studios thing also, right?
I'm not certain who made it, but I thought this looked really good. This came out of nowhere. I just saw it on YouTube the other day.
Man, all these links are killing me here. They're not taking where it's supposed to go. Yeah, I thought it was... Oh, my God. Come on.
So it's a pulp adventure thriller. A murdered drifter awakens alive again seconds before his death. Hunted and haunted. Help him untangle a mad web of conspiracy and a fast-paced point-and-click thrill ride. I like this, like the really nice pixel animation. It's super dark and gritty looking, and it's an original story going after a classic sort of look. You can use mouse mode, and you can use the twin stick controls. So yeah, I'm on board for this one. This is cool.
Yeah, it's a power hoof. It's not. I don't know why I thought it was digital. Maybe just because they did like the Blade Runner point and click game, and I just thought it was more of a Night Dive Studios, but it isn't. But no, it does look interesting. That's coming out that's next week, that's Monday. It comes out on Monday. This Demio Dungeons and Dragons Battle Marked game or whatever. I watched the like trailer of it on the eShop. I don't really know what it is, but apparently people like it. I guess it got some reviews. It's out now. To me, it kind of looked like how I would imagine like playing Dungeons and Dragons like old school with an actual like board and character pieces and like dice and all that. That's kind of what it looked like to me, but in video game form. So that could be cool, I guess. And I don't understand what the Demio part means. It's like Demio X Dungeons and Dragons. What's Demio? I don't know.
They spelled demo.
What? No, Demio.
They misspelled demo.
I wish. Yeah, then we could try it. But no, it's not that. There's a game called Junkster. I just put it down because it has because it's coming to Nintendo Switch 2. It's $10. It's a 3D action platformer with a unique building mechanic. Looks kind of interesting. This game, And Roger, it has an interesting name. It's an interactive novel, and that has a Switch 2. It's like a Switch 2 game also.
It's the video gamification of Roger and Me.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Michael Moore thing, right?
There you go.
And isn't there like a podcast called like And Us or Roger and Us or something like that? They were on Chapo. I think I heard them from that. But yeah, that did like only talks about Michael Moore movies, or they were like started as a Michael Moore thing, and now they do other stuff. But the big one this week is Adventures of Elliot: The Millennium Tales comes out like right now, and or Friday, I don't know, this week, and it's doing pretty well. It's got like 8s around right now. It's got like 80% on Metacritic. I'm really interested in this game. But I don't think I want to buy it like now because I'm already playing Rebirth and a lot of other stuff. But I do want to play it before the end of the year. Yeah, Elliot is out right now. I really want to play it. The demo's out. You can play the demo. I'll definitely buy this sometime before the end of the year because I think it looks really great. And I like seeing 2D, HD 2D in different ways. And every review I've seen has compared it to Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Just like I said when it first came out. It's not an RPG. It's an action-adventure game. So, and it even has another world that you can warp to in the past. So it's very similar to Link to the Past. So I think it looks great. But Star Fox is like a week away, so I don't really see myself working it in right now. But I do want to play it before the end of the year. But what I don't want to play is this just press the button game because it looks like it's made by AI. What is that game?
I didn't press the button. I think.
I'll say I didn't put it up there. No, I saw it on the eShop, and the picture of it looks like, I don't know, looks like it's made by AI, but it's out for $3.
We're not pressing that button.
Look it up on your own. But Devil May Cry, I didn't realize that was so quick. It's coming out next Tuesday. Devil May Cry 5 from the Direct we just saw. I might get this Last Salvage Squad just because it's a first-person shooter, and it's 120 FPS on Switch 2, and it looks cool. It's another one of those pixel things, and it's $10. I just kind of, I don't know. It looked interesting from what I've seen. There's a Battle forces reminiscent of alien weapons from retro sci-fi works in the single-player 2.5D first-person shooter. Looks kind of cool. R-Type Tactics 1 and 2 Cosmos. Switch 2 edition is out this week. I don't really know.
It's a strategy game in the R-Type universe.
Yeah, I don't know how you would turn like a shoot 'em up into a strategy game, but I guess they did it with, what was it? Metal Slug had a really cool one. So I don't know. I've heard people like it, I guess. But it's out.
You put the word tactics in the game, and I'm not going to play it. Probably.
Yeah, it kind of makes me. Yeah, I guess the 1 and 2 are both coming out this week. But yeah, no, tactics always makes me hesitant. The only thing I kind of got into was the Fire Emblem, but I've only beaten one of those. So there you go. And there's one more. Observer System Redux comes out this week too.
That's true.
That was from the Direct, but it's actually it's a re-release. It was already a Switch game, but this is like the ultimate Switch 2 version of it, and it's done by Bloober. Right? Yeah. The guys who did Silent Hill and Chronicles, which I think is still on sale. And Rutger Hauer's in it. He's awesome. He was in Blade Runner and Hobo with a Shotgun, and among many other movies.
Let's go out on a random positive note that they put out some system updates for both Switch 1 and Switch 2, but the big news is
they did.
The Switch 1 eShop.
They fixed the eShop.
They fixed it. They finally fixed it.
Or so they say. I don't know. I don't use my Switch 1 anymore, so I don't know.
I watched a video of it on Nintendo Life, and he was showing off how, they fixed it. It's much, much faster.
Great time to fix it when it's
awesome. It only took him like almost 10 years to do it.
Yeah, so now it's actually a native app. It's not a web app anymore. It's a native app, just like on Switch 2.
About fucking time. So there you go. There's
Speaking
that.
of about fucking time. Let's go.
But yeah, that's it. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
John, I did see something quick. I just want to mention real quick. It made me think of you because you like the Lego stuff. Lego announced a functional pinball machine that you're gonna build.
Oh yes, I did notice that. Yeah,
that looked interesting.
Like a mini one.
I'm sure it's a
mini.
Set
that you can build, and it works. It's space themed.
Oh, that's cool. I'm sure it's like $300, but
right,
probably the most affordable pinball machine on the market.
Well, sure, yeah, compared to other pinball machines,
and you can learn how they work, sort of.
I might be into this.
Cool. All right, yeah, but that's been our episode 525. Thanks everybody for listening. If you want to hear more from us and support the podcast, go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast. For only $1, you'll get all our bonus episodes, expansion pack episodes on there. There's a whole lot of them, like 84 or something like that. And for $5, you can hear us like pretty quickly right after we record it. You won't have to wait for me to edit it through having no power or whatever. And you could see videos of us doing it with all the extra stuff in it. Like if you would have watched the one from last week, it's a whole different episode because I'm in and out of it because of the internet. So you get to see all the stuff that John and Jeremy say, which I didn't record. So you'll have two different versions. And also the WART radio, which is all the music from the intros and outros and all that fun stuff. Check that out. And go to the Facebook, go to the NintenDomain Facebook and read all those comments about how people hate my Final Fantasy videos or whatever, or they hate me or something. Just go out.
Probably you.
That how I don't know anything about Final Fantasy VII, and that came out in '97. Even though I played it when it came out in high school, I know about it. But
you drove to buy it.
No, I didn't own a PS1, but a friend of mine lent me their PS1, and I played it on there for long enough. But yeah, I've been posting videos. I'm posting videos from that, and I posted one of John's 2-a-T videos on there, and there's Yoshi stuff there also, and mostly Final Fantasy, but whatever I'm playing, I'll just post on there. And I put some of it on Instagram, so check it out there. And just look up NintenDomain Podcast. We're all over the place. But we've been your hosts. I'm Trey Johnson.
I'm Jerry Mikowski.
John Knitter.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Peace out, dude.
Sega hates Nintendo.
Tifa looks as majestic as a breaching whale, and you, Aerith, are as luminous as a sea snail.
That your way of complimenting us?